Welcome to the live stream of consciousness. The live stream of consciousness is on a quest to unravel the mysteries of existence. Every episode, we ask the fundamental question, what is consciousness? Is consciousness merely a product of our brains, or does it connect us to something greater? Explore the very fabric of our thoughts. Don't miss a moment. Expand your awareness and tap into the boundless potential that resides within you. Welcome to the live stream of consciousness.
Yes, welcome to the live stream of consciousness. What's up, folks? It's a Sunday. Not usually a day that I see you guys, but I'm doing a special episode today at the Empowered Path Expos in Plainview in Long Island. It's a community that I've been a part of recently for the past couple of months, and I guess I saw an opportunity to do a live broadcast and interview a couple of different people at the same time. Introduce the expo to people who may not know about the expo. It's a free expo, so you can come down here and experience all sorts of different metaphysical modalities, psychic mediums, tarot readers, channelers, astrological readers. It's all sorts of great stuff here. So I think lately I've been realizing that the spiritual community is very vast and diverse, and to me it's all connected. And basically I love having conversations with people who are involved and open to these different modalities. So that's what the live stream of consciousness has always been about. I figured it was a good opportunity to come and give other people an opportunity to talk. So I don't know who's out there. Hello, welcome to the live stream of consciousness. I see a couple of people out there. If you can, help me out today and just participate a little bit in the chat. Give me a hashtag live if you're out there. Give me a hello so I know who's out there. I'm going to have very shortly Diane Hutnick come over here and speak to me about what it is we're at. We're at this expo with all these readers, so you can actually come and get a reading from a practitioner, a tarot reader if you're looking for that, a psychic medium if you're looking for that, and explore your own spiritual journey, right? So everybody's talking about spiritual journey. That's the big catchphrase. And to me, a spiritual journey is just life. It's just the idea of going through life and learning and growing and ascending through that process. And that's what my show is about, and that's what these conversations are about. So I'm going to have my beautiful assistant Janice go get Diane if she's ready to come talk to us, and we are going to talk to Diane. I'm going to open it up to questions. Again, if you're out there, just say hello. Oh, she's over here. She doesn't know what to do. I'm going to invite her in. So put these headphones on.
Oh, I gotta take my glasses off. I can't see anymore. I don't need to see to talk.
So this way, you could hear in the headphones. So you're gonna talk into this microphone. So if you talk and you don't hear yourself through the headphones, you just need to get closer. But I have with me the lovely Diane Hutnick, who is the creator of the Empowered Path Expos, where we are at today in Plainview at the Holiday Inn. So Diane,
hi, Michael.
Welcome to the live stream of consciousness.
And welcome to Empowered Path Expos today. I'm so excited to have the live stream of consciousness here today.
We're super excited to be here. We love talking to all sorts of metaphysical practitioners, whether they be psychic mediums, tarot readers, Akashic Records readers. It's all coming from the same source. So I want to talk to you about what you've created. So first of all, congratulations. I've been kind of watching over the last couple of years you build this amazing community. There's a lot of kind of catchphrases out there, right? Spiritual journey, healing, all of these things that are happening, but there's a reality behind it. It's not just catchphrases and stuff like that. So my question to you is, what made you decide to do this? What brought you to spirituality in general?
What brought me to spirituality was 6 years ago. I needed some healing for myself, suffering with panic disorder, anxiety, uh, since I'm a child.
Mhm.
And I have a very dear friend, Debbie, who Starlight Healing, she's called.
Mhm.
She introduced me to tapping and Reiki, and it just healed me. It helped me get over my anxiety and panic disorder, and it just opened me up to a new world.
That's awesome. It's funny that you say tapping, right? I think tapping is probably one of the lower key, meaning it's not as in the forefront as meditation, let's say, as a tool. Tell us what tapping is. I know what it is, and I
It's an
really think it's great.
emotional freedom technique, and it works on the meridians and the chakras, and it really works. I actually took a weekend course and got a certificate, and but I actually use it for myself. I feel like I'm more of a facilitator of bringing people together. I don't think I'm the actual person that should be doing healing,
Okay.
but because of what I experienced and my girlfriend who brought me into the spirituality of healing and this world that I'm in and the
Mhm.
community that I've created, I just love to bring people together. And
Yeah.
I feel like I like to enliven and empower people. And these events have grown so much over the last 6 years. I started 6 years ago,
Wow.
and this is it's
It really
amazing.
has. It really has grown. It is the buzz. I don't know if you guys could probably hear the sound outside of this little table that we've got set up here. But it is a real energy that you can feel, right? So the live stream of consciousness, I talk about energy all the time, about how energy is the basic of everything. And you can hear behind us one of the healers' beautiful voices. I can hear. I don't know if you could hear it in the microphones.
I'm
Uh,
getting the chills
it's
listening
awesome.
to
I
her.
love. It's so amazing. Again, the energy that bringing all of this together in one room is so amazing. And I think for me, one of the underlying principles of any of these modalities is love,
That's it.
which is so cool because it brings everybody together. It's such a giving energy, um, with receiving built in, right? I mean, it's a two-way energy love, and it's just amazing to me what could happen. You know what I mean? So let's I'm getting off track because there's so much going on, but let's go back to tapping, because tapping, I think, is very interesting. It's a very, very straightforward thing. So I guess for me, the thing that was amazing was how simple a lot of these techniques are, that it's just because we're all on this hamster wheel day to day, trying to kind of get through life and navigate what's in front of us, that we forget to kind of get off the hamster wheel for a minute and pay attention to ourselves, right? So tapping, like you said, it focuses on the meridians, and it's really just a simple action of just tapping yourself, literally tapping yourself. But it does bring such an awareness
So
to
much.
the moment, to your body, to the physical sensation about it, to what you're feeling, and it brings you right into that moment. So tapping's where you started.
Yes,
Very
tapping's where I
interesting.
started, and so it opened up the world to healing. And I went to another company that does the type of events that I run, and my husband and I went, and it was a winter month, a January. We had nothing to do, and I got some readings, met some vendors, and I just had this enlightening and a spiritual awareness that I feel this is where I should be. It worked for me. I want to bring it to other people, and I
Right.
felt I know how to bring people together. I'm just good at facilitating it
Yes.
and bringing people together. That's how we
which is
met too.
which is really important. And actually, it's funny because I think that's where we are fellow kin, right? In that I explored these things. I've taken Akashic Records reading classes. I've taken some Reiki classes. I've taken these classes. I've never took a tapping class, but just similar to the way you said, you got certified in it, but it's not something you feel like called to do, administer tapping. It's more like you feel called to make people aware that it's out there and this is something that they can easily access and enhance their life with.
Exactly.
Right, and so that's what these expos are all about. They're showing all of these different modalities people can. I just had Marconics done, which was very similar to Reiki in my experience. It was a non-touch energetic healing, and it's interesting when you experience these things. For me, I experienced some sensations as if somebody was kind of touching me and poking at me, but I knew that I wasn't being physically touched. So there was an energetic sensation there.
Exactly.
And I love that. So okay, so you did tapping, you kind of got exposed to the idea of this other world of using energy and things that
healing, yes.
other forms of self-care that aren't like taught to us in school, and aren't
And
like
again, that's why I created. I feel there's such a need, especially since COVID. People have been searching. They need healing. They're suffering. Even the amount of people that come in for readings, they don't come in for one reading. They come in for multiple reading. People are searching and looking, and I want to help people.
Right.
And just like you started your live stream consciousness, we're here to bring attention or information to them that
That's
they
it.
could bring in and make themselves feel better.
Totally.
Emotionally, spiritually, physically,
Totally.
on
Yeah.
top of alternate healing.
Exactly. And that's important, kind of what you said. I think it's important for people to realize that everybody experiences this different, right? So Angelo, I see Angelo out there. Angelo asked me one day.
Angelo.
I've
I've met him before.
Yeah, he's on his way over here.
Oh, wow.
He asked me one day if the violet flame was real. What's the deal with the violet flame? Is it real? And I said, what do you think? I said, how does it feel to you? Do you feel the violet flame or do you not feel it? And it's as simple as that. You don't have to feel the same energies that other people feel. You kind of you explore and you find the energies that resonate with you.
Exactly.
And again, so for you, tapping was an energy that resonated with you and worked for you, but it
Really
wasn't
did work.
something you felt drawn to teach other people, right?
No.
And now you've created this expo where you can have people who do tapping come and they can experience it for themselves.
And there's not as many people. There's more Reiki people, energy healers, than there are EFT people. I've had a few EFT people come to our events, but I thought it was a fabulous way of healing. It helped me. It helps with manifesting, anxiety, depression. It works on losing weight, anything. It just works on anything that you might need at the time.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And so again, similar, I don't feel drawn to be administering, psychic readings to somebody or Reiki to somebody, but I do feel drawn to let people know about how easy it is, right? And even breathing to me, right?
Breath
It's like
work. That's another.
it's the
that's another
simplest thing you
healing.
could do in any situation. You could be getting upset. Something could be going on around you, and if you just focus, take a deep breath in, focus on that breath, take a deep breath out 3 times, you're brought back to your center. It's just so simple. These tricks that have been kind of forgotten knowledge, which is a whole other subject, ancient knowledge and those kinds of things.
So true. It's all about the breath and breathing and just opening up your heart.
Absolutely. So let me ask you a question. So you did tapping and that worked for you. Is there any other modalities that you would
Well, the
recommend?
Reiki healing. There's pranic healing. There's so many different ways.
Well, what works for you?
For
What
me,
do you do? Like if you said, "Oh, I need some extra energy," what would you do? Meditation.
Meditate, breathing and meditation. And just stopping what you're doing. I put on headphones and look up a meditation video and breathing video or tapping video. There's so many people on YouTube. You can go on and Google who you'd like or what type of healing you want, and I just go about doing that when I'm at my home. But you come to our event Empowered Path Expo's events,
Mhm.
which we have them all year. We ran about 8 a year at different hotels and different facilities we run them in. We usually have several healers on hand, Reiki healers, pranic healers, massage people. We have a gentleman, James Heller, who's here, comes to all of our events. He's not only a Reiki healer, he's a massage therapist.
Mm.
I think it's really interesting how he includes
Combines them. Yeah.
both of them together, and I understand it's amazing.
Very cool.
I don't have time when I'm working, unfortunately.
I know, right?
I wish I could go to them all.
I know. You know what's kind of cool is I love being in the community and then meeting somebody and then exchanging, doing like a barter, right? So like I'll have someone on the show, or maybe I'll do some graphics or something for them, and then they'll treat me to whatever their gift might be. And I love that because then I get to experience all of these different things. So what's the website? I want to type the website in so people can check it out. Do you have a website for
EmpoweredPathExpos.net.
Empowered Path. I'm typing it in right now, guys. EmpoweredPathExpos.net. I'm going to save that and put that up at the bottom so you guys can go ahead and there you go. So if you go to empoweredpathexpos.net, you can see everything that Diane's doing. You could get involved if you are an energy practitioner. There's events every month. You do it every month?
We do about every other month. Right now we have January, February, and March booked for 2025.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll be booking more during the course of the year. And then we do little pop-ups here and there. So, my full schedule is not fully up yet, but it will be soon.
Okay. And Courtney is saying, where are you guys located? I heard Plainview, but what state? We're in New York, Courtney. I don't know where you are. Sometimes when I do the broadcast, I forget that this is worldwide. Everybody's all over the place. But we are on Long Island in Plainview at the hotel.
In New York.
In New York, United States.
Where are you, Courtney,
Earth.
from?
Courtney, where are you from? Diane wants to know where you are from, Courtney. And Courtney is from Wisconsin.
Oh,
welcome, Wisconsin.
welcome.
See that? We're
Come
broadcasting
to New York and
across
visit
the
us.
state. Yes. Courtney got a personal invitation from Diane to come visit. But thank you for being here, Courtney. And let's see, what else can I ask you about being kind of like you're again, so many different people who do so many different things. I mean, right across, I'm gonna go take a walk around later so you guys can see.
There's so many different
But right
vendors.
across, I'm looking at there's 14 or 15
14 psychics.
14 different
Number
psychic
13.
mediums right now that you can book a reading with. You go sit with them for half an hour, 15 minutes for a short reading, or half an hour for kind of an extended, deeper reading. And you pretty much go wherever you want to go, right? So some people, it's interesting. When I do sit with a psychic, they're always like, okay, do you have any questions for me? And I'm not the kind of person who's like, well, what's going to happen with my loved one or my job? I just kind of like, give me messages. Tell me what the universe wants me to know that I don't know. But there are people who like to ask specific questions, right? And Grace Grella actually is going to be here a little bit later, and she's kind of one of those psychics that's her preferred method, right? You ask her, like, give her your birthday, and you ask her what your question is. So let me ask you a question. Have you ever had any experiences yourself of seeing spirits, or an experience where you kind of felt you were touching another realm?
Myself? No.
Yes. No, you haven't.
No, but
Okay.
my mom passed away
Okay.
June 15th, not this June, the June before.
Okay.
And I feel like I haven't had any connections with her. And I've had a few readings and just
Mhm.
disappointed. I thought she would be the first one. She was my mother. I was
Mhm.
very, very close to her.
Sure.
Spoke to her 2-3 times a day when she was alive.
Mhm.
I was the youngest daughter.
Mhm.
A woman came in today and she wrote left-handed like my mom. And I said, can I please write your email down because I can't understand your handwriting? And she goes, well, I'm a lefty.
Mhm.
And I'm like, wait, my mom was a lefty. And then I said, what's your phone number? Because we started a texting service. And she said 7777.
Oh.
My mom was a gambler.
Oh,
Do you think that was a message from her?
Do I think?
I know so. And
Absolutely.
I said, and I've been praying and reaching out to people. Why am I not hearing anything? She was my mother and we were close. And That to me was a message from spirit.
Right. That you bring up something interesting. It's got to be a little frustrating, right, for someone who believes in the other side, knows without a doubt, right, that the other side is there, and your mom passes and you're waiting for a connection. Now, I know that you're connected, even though maybe something specific hasn't happened, and maybe you're looking for something too specific. But you're also at a point where when something like that happens, you notice somebody writing left hand, and
But it looked just like our handwriting.
you start feeling it. Yeah,
It was like that was the message.
That was it.
She's here with me.
That's
for
awesome.
sure.
That's awesome. And Courtney says that was a sign, and she said, and you were open to it. So, it seems like that's it. You're open. You just sometimes I think when you go into a psychic, right, and you're looking a little too hard for the
Right,
message,
right.
it's like you're looking too hard. You got to just kind of
Exactly.
let it happen.
Right.
And I think that's, for me, that's also why I haven't really necessarily resonated and said, oh yes, I'm a psychic medium, or I'm this or that, because I have a lot of expectations about the way things are supposed to happen, and so they haven't happened that way, and I'm like, oh, I guess I'm just not that. But I'm this, and I'm just as grateful for being this, for having the opportunity to meet people like yourself, to talk to the guests I've had on my show. I look back at the 3 years and the different conversations I've had, and it's really been enlightening. Every person that I have a conversation with, I feel like we exchange that energy, and I get a little piece of them, and they get a little piece of me, and we expand the collective. And Courtney says, I guess we're just normal. Uh, yeah, it's kind of funny because a lot of the things that I talk about on the show are things you wouldn't necessarily talk about, like at the shopping center, and you run into your neighbor and you're like, hey, I just saw the spirit of my mom. It's like, some people aren't necessarily ready for that, but I do feel like the world is changing. I feel like, and you must see it with this
So
Expo
much. They're opening
growing,
up so much. It's
more and more
grown
people.
so tremendously.
Yeah.
And the energy here, I feel, is so high energy, good energy. It's just a community of love here. We've really grown a strong bond. Like-minded people have all come together.
Mhm.
It's lovely, lovely.
That's
event.
it. That's it. Like-minded people. That's what it's got to be. I love it. So tell us what the plans are for the Empowered Path Expos. So I know besides these expos, you've also been doing these networking nights.
Yes.
That have specific themes.
Our networking nights, we always pick a theme of some sort. Our last one was on social media content.
Mhm.
I like to do it in the holistic wellness community again,
Mhm.
to keep the community to grow together, to learn together. We're stronger together. So I run them about every 3 months, and I like to bring in speakers, something to educate us. And then we do an
Mhm.
open mic where everyone has a chance to come up and introduce their healing modality, their gifts, their businesses, anything, just to let everybody know what they do. And then it's a social environment for connection and just to collaborate.
Mhm.
So many collaborations have happened. I mean, look at you. You were a speaker
Yeah.
at one of us, and look at us here. We're
Yeah.
here together.
It's
So it's amazing how
yeah.
it's a community. It keeps us together and work together and help each other in our businesses.
I love that, and I think that's kind of, that's how it should be. And I think that thankfully, like you said, this kind of community is growing. I think that growing up, it's always like, I think, how do I talk about this strategically? I think that it's a very competitive world out there, right? And we've been taught that, and we've been taught to compete, and you've got to be this and you've got to be that. And I think when you get into a community where everybody is lifting everybody else up,
It's
and
not competitive.
it's not competitive.
It's togetherness
There's
and to grow together.
absolutely.
And we can help each other. And there's no judgment about trying to take this from you. It's to
Right.
to blend together.
That's right. The world is an abundant place.
And you both expand.
Yeah. I think the world is an abundant place, and like, so maybe there's 5 Reiki people, but there's plenty of people looking for Reiki. That those 5 Reiki people will all have work, coming their way. You know, they'll all be able to practice their stuff. I think that the world is an abundant place, and I think we've been stripped of that, and we're in this rat race. Not you and me.
No,
I think we're sitting at this table.
I think that's why there's this kind of community.
Yeah, like kind of like, you know what, the rat race is old school paradigm, where community is the new paradigm. You know, just getting together, like you said, and supporting each other, um, which is what we're doing here. So let me ask you a question. Do you have? I guess you can't really play favorites. I was going to say, who were some of your favorite vendors to see?
Well, I have a lot of regulars. I mean, I'd say a good percentage come to all of our events,
Mhm,
and they're very loyal, and because they are getting what I'm trying to offer to them,
mhm,
of connection with people that need them.
mhm,
So, like Nancy Deutsch,
mhm.
which I'm sure she'll want to come on and speak today.
Yep.
She's a life coach, energy coach. She does programs. I believe she does hypnotherapy teaching.
Mhm.
Um, she's gifted. Terry over there,
Terry Leone. Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
her beautiful mandalas. Gary, he's got a selection of Twin Eagles. His stones are
Mm.
incredible. His
Mhm,
display is incredible.
Oh, he's the guy at the front
He's
there.
a beautiful soul.
Yeah,
Beautiful
yeah.
soul.
He's got an amazing. When I walk around, I'll show you guys. He's got an amazing geode, like bigger than my head.
Yeah. If you want some crystals, he's the guy to go.
Yeah, yeah. Really, really.
And then again, James Heller, he comes to all the events, and he's a Reiki massage therapist,
Mm.
certified trained massage therapist, and he implements both together. He's nonstop when he comes. People just don't get off his table.
Oh, nice,
Um,
nice.
and then even our psychics that we have psychics that are booked from the beginning to the end. People have to call for appointments for them. And Grace, of course, is one of them.
Yes.
She select when she'd like to come. This is a little too far for her, but
Mhm.
love Grace.
Mhm.
Just so many different vendors that I can go on and on about, but they're all wonderful. And then some people just come for the first time to experience it.
Mhm.
That they travel, but we welcome anyone and
Mhm.
everyone in the holistic realm.
Totally, totally. I think for me, there's an interesting experience I had. So when I first walked into, there's a holistic center in Smithtown, and when I first walked in, it was the first time I had experienced kind of like, you walk in and like there's incense burning, so there's immediately like this very pleasant, if you like incense, some people don't, but there's a very pleasant, welcoming smell, and then there's like this ambient music playing that will usually like either binaural beats or like frequencies like 333 Hz, and then they have like a little waterfall there, but the environment when you walk into it, it sets up the energy so like so peaceful and calming. And after that experience, I started going to YouTube at night and putting on these things when I went to bed, the 333 frequency, 528, or whatever the different hertz, and I mean, immediately I noticed a change in my demeanor, in my mood, in life. Life just kind of got lighter. And it's interesting because I grew up listening to very, very heavy, loud, aggressive,
Exactly.
like metal music, which I still do occasionally, but
Of course.
it really changed everything for me. Like the awareness of how the sound was affecting me kind of became part of my being, and I would choose that, over listening to something loud, depending on the mood. I mean, I saw Incubus recently in concert. That was awesome. But again, I just feel like it's there are things that infiltrate, now maybe that's not the right word, things that kind of seep into your essence and seep into your everyday being, part of your being, lighting incense in your house, playing this kind of music that really just add an energetic level, that when other people kind of experience you, that's what they feel. They feel that aura. So awesome. I love having you on the show.
Thank you, Mike.
I'm gonna have to have you on a regular episode so we can talk
Okay.
further about it.
Sounds good. But I'm sure I got to get back to my little job out there.
I'm sure you got to get back. Thank you so much
Thank you,
for
Michael,
sitting
for
with us.
having me. And thank you, everybody, Empowered Path Expos. Follow us on Instagram, Empowered Path Expos, Holistic Expos on Facebook. And our website is empoweredpathexpos.net.
There you
Thank
go.
you, Michael.
You heard
Again,
it from the source. Thank you so
Thank
much. Great to see you,
Bye-bye.
and I will talk to you soon.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you. Awesome. All right. So that is segment one of our live broadcast from the Hilton. No, sorry, the Holiday Inn. I made a mistake. The Holiday Inn in Plainview at the Empowered Path Expo. I'm going to move this. It might make a little bit of a sound. Okay. Cool. So this is the first time that I have this kind of portable setup, and I've taken the show on the road, so to speak. I don't know who's still out there. I do want to stay live. I did not really necessarily plan this to where I have some breaks I can take, and I'm going to have to take a break in a moment. So let me take a look. If anyone's out there, just give me a shout out, say hello. Courtney, again, thank you for coming. I always appreciate your presence in the chat room. And there's the Empowered Path Expos thing. Let's see what we got here as far as some videos. Let's see what I've got here to share with you guys. I had it normally when I've got my live going, I've got everything kind of planned, and it's just an hour. So this is going to probably go for a little bit longer than that. I'm waiting for Grace Grella to show up. Grace Grella is going to sit with me and give me a little interview, and most likely do some live readings if there's anybody out there who is looking for a live reading. No charge. We're doing it for free today, and we usually do. I produce the Grace Grella show on the third Thursday of every month. We go live, and she's got a call-in psychic medium show. It's like an old school call-in psychic medium show that you can call in and you can ask her questions and all of that stuff. So let me see what I've got here. ChatGPT, Herniac Final. Looking for some stuff to show you guys and share with you while I'm waiting for my next guest. I'm sitting here in the hotel and people are walking by, so it's very interesting situation. I don't know if you guys can hear behind me a beautiful sound healer who has somebody on their table, and they sing. I don't know if see if I can aim this towards that direction. No, not really picking it up. I'm going to pull this one down. Hello, hello, hello. This is that one. So that one goes down. And yeah, so how's everybody doing out there? Is there anybody out there watching this live broadcast from the Holiday Inn in Plainview? I'm going to have Janice probably come by shortly, the quiet healer, and then I'm going to also grab the phone so I can kind of do a remote. I got to invite her to it. So yeah, every week I do the live stream of consciousness, which is my live show. And I usually have a metaphysical practitioner or my dentist or maybe sometimes an actor or a musician friend coming on to discuss their connection with source, right? Their connection with energy. The biggest thing that I believe at the live stream of consciousness is that everything is made of energy. Everything is an energetic exchange, right? When you walk outside and it's a nice day and you know you're feeling the sun and you take a deep breath in and it's like a crisp, you know, breath, you know, you're feeling a certain way. There's an energetic exchange that you're having with the environment. And not only that, but you're making a decision on how that energy is going to affect you. You know, how you process that energy, how you respond to that energy. Um, you know, it's all yours. Hey, what's happening?
What's going on, brother?
I am live, Angelo. Good to see you. Angelo, the guest in our chat room very often, is here. You want to come? You want to have a seat? You want to have a seat? You want to chat for a bit? Maybe we'll get Angelo to sit down. And I see Grace Grella also coming in. So a little bit of a commotion as we get to a shift. We've got I see Grace Grella coming in. I see Angelo coming in. I'm going to have Angelo have a seat. What am I doing? I'm live on the internet. I'm doing a live broadcast. I'm about to talk to Angelo. Yes. So pop these on, Angelo, so you could hear what's going on.
I'd like to say it's a pleasure to be here with.
Hold on.
Michael Zinn.
Yeah, there you go. Now, can you hear yourself now?
Yeah, now I can hear myself.
So welcome, Angelo. Angelo is actually one of our viewers who usually watches the show. He heard that we were going to be live from the hotel, and he came down to share his energy with us. So what's going on today?
Well, I'm here to see all these beautiful people coming together, feeling the energy that's in this room. It's incredible. It feels like the vibration in here. It's really, really strong.
Yeah.
But most importantly, I'm here to visit my friend Michael.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. I was just telling the audience about energy and how energy is everything, right? Everything is an energetic exchange. You know, when you wake up and you go outside and you greet the day, you're having an energetic exchange with the universe, with your environment, and you make a decision in that moment. You know, am I going to have a good day? Am I going to have a bad day? You know, you decide how you're going to process that energy. So definitely, I'm glad you're coming here to feel the energy. We do talk about you on the show because you pop up in our chat room, and I think most of my audience knows you are experiencing a spiritual journey. You've been on for most of your life. We've had some conversations about your youth and some experiences you had when you were younger that were spiritual. But more recently, I think you've been kind of on this quest to get some answers.
More. Yes, correct.
So what have you been exploring and what have you found?
Well, I found that that it's very vast. Everybody has their own unique way of getting to where they need to go. Okay, I look at things very objectively, and for the most part, I try to find out what resonates with me.
Mm-hmm.
What do I hear from a person that tells me, you know what, this could be it, that could be it, or this guy doesn't know what he's talking about.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of it is listening, because if you don't listen, of course, you don't get the message.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes, if you're spiritual, while you're talking to a person, it'll come to you.
Mm-hmm.
They're like,
yeah,
he's got it. There's something there.
Yeah. Yep.
Now, I started this journey in a way a long time ago, but I really got into it a couple of years back on, when you spiritually awaken, you start asking questions that you never cared about.
Mm-hmm.
Like you start to say, your existence, why am I here? Why am I doing this? Why does this all work the way it does? How does everything work with each other?
Mm-hmm.
We have to be part of each other. Talk about the other half.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to get to the bottom of it. Right now, I'm on a pause. I was on a really strong.
But I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
What are you going to do when you get to the bottom?
When I've reached all the
knowledge. You said you're trying to get to the bottom of it.
Here's the thing. I've come to realize, that's a good question. I've come to realize that there's only one way I'm going to be able to find out everything I need. And it's not going to be on this earth. It's probably when you pass on, you go to the next life, they're gonna download you everything that's going through me, that's killing me, that's making me continue. All those answers that I have, I feel are going to be answered.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. I think so that's it for me. I think there's no I'm looking for one answer. I'm just looking for all the answers. Right.
Well,
I want
all of them collectively
Right.
is going to
Right.
help you get a better understanding of why we're here, what's the purpose,
Right.
because once you start asking these questions, okay, you're a kid, you go to school, you go to college, you get a job, you get a house, blah, 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 beep, beep, beep. Is that it?
Right.
Is that it?
Right.
Is that everyone's repeating this cycle of doing the same things over and over? What's the purpose of all those things?
Yep.
Why does it have to be done that way?
Yeah. We were just talking about that, the whole idea of the rat race, right? Like you're kind of taught, you grow up and you're like kind of thrust into the rat
which is
race.
Religion.
Well, the rat race is kind of like, I feel like an old school paradigm, which is like, you gotta get a job, you gotta work 9 to 5, you gotta do all this, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that structure. There's a reason for that structure, but I think it's become too much of it's taken us too far away from finding out what's true for us individually, right? So like for me individually, maybe going to work 9 to 5 isn't the thing I want to do. Maybe it is the thing I want to do. There are people who would love that, but I think the idea that we don't have to do it a certain way, and that people are now able to find their own way to do things, other ways to do things,
Now here's the other thing: when you're stuck in that paradigm, or as you say, religion is a very major part of that, and they all teach you structured things, level A things, no question about things, and things, of course, that when the Bible was written, it pertained to. Everything changes.
Sure.
Your mind changes, how you think changes, and you come to realize that a lot of things that you see, or as you were taught as a child, doesn't resonate with you now, because now things are different. Things are not the way that they want to. It's everyone has to be in this little
box.
mold.
Yeah.
And once you get awakened, you realize that, wait a minute, that's not the way things work.
Right.
There's more to everything.
Right.
And everything's by design. And I think I've brought this up to you. Everything that's made, everything, the earth, the trees, the water, everything has a purpose. It's not just standing there. Even a dog. A dog is an animal. Guess what? He's man's best friend.
Right.
He's your companion.
Right.
Right? Why is he after cats and treat cats like he treats us? It's by design.
Right.
He's made to be he's made by design. Now, if you're saying that, then you're also saying there's a God. Of course there's a God. Okay? A lot of people don't want to say God. You have to say source. You have to say a different name. That shouldn't be, the focus. The focus should be that you have to understand that there's things greater than you. And there's a source or force, God. Who is that person? Who's creating? Who's making everything? You don't have to be on, this is my interpretation.
Sure. Yeah.
Like you like to say, my individual
Yeah.
take on things. But like I said, I've had many years of talking to people in different religions and different cultures, and this is how I've put things together.
Sure.
For me.
Yeah, exactly.
For me to make sense of it. Now, there's still so much that I don't make sense of, because I won't have the answers here, and it took me a long time to figure that out.
Right.
A lot of the answers I won't have.
And you don't need necessarily here. You don't need some of those answers here, right? They're for another part, another realm of existence. I see Kerry out there. What's up, Kerry? She was on the show recently. How you doing?
But you're doing a good thing here, because you're holding space for people to come together and to bring their ideas on how they feel, and the interpretation of really words, because you love using consciousness. That word, you can explain it a billion times, and every time I think about it, I'm like, no, it means this, and then no, it means this, and you know what? It means what you mean when you're thinking of it.
Absolutely.
Because a minute later, you ask that same question and it'll mean something else.
There you go. Totally. You mentioned something good. You and I think it's a part of our relationship, which is when somebody's talking to you and asking you questions, it kind of makes you go inside and
Yes.
give them that answer, right? We've had that conversation a couple
Correct.
of times where
Correct.
you'll ask me a question and I'll just be like, I don't have the answer for you. You have
Right.
to come up with the
Because
answer.
they're really deep, and you have to have an understanding of what I'm trying to tell you, where I'm trying to go with it, and you have to get it out.
Absolutely.
And it's good. It's good.
Absolutely. Totally. Awesome. Well, I'm glad that you stopped by here. I do want to talk to you some more. I have to actually take a little bathroom break. But I'm gonna have Janice step in, and I think Grace Grell is also here. But Angelo, I got to tell you, thank
Yes,
you so
sir.
much for however it is that you found my show. I think you found the show through Arnie Layton, right? Or was
That
it-
is correct.
so
It's all part of the journey, though, and you're a part of it.
yeah.
And
So
I understand that. I'm to see that, and I see how it works. Okay, so
totally.
and
It's
probably we've made a conscious decision not here somewhere else. That okay, listen, when you're blah 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 at this stage, I'm gonna pop in. I'm gonna see you around. We're gonna talk. We're gonna hang
Yeah.
out.
Totally. No, totally. But I appreciate you showing up in my vortex, being a part of the live stream of consciousness as a viewer, and now you've been on the live stream of consciousness, and maybe we'll even have
Great.
you back as a guest, and we'll talk about where your spiritual journey is at and
That
some of the
sounds great.
things that you've taken. Thanks for stopping by, man.
Take care, brother.
Awesome. Good to see you. He's gonna give the headphones to Janice. I'm gonna put Janice on, and I'm gonna have her sit over here and talk to Grace Grella for a minute while I take a break. But hang on, guys. Sit over there. That's Grace. She get ready. Okay. So guys, I have the quiet healer here with me, who's she's going to be mad at me, but I'm going to make her keep your attention for a couple of minutes while I go take care of some business. We are live here, so this is an interesting experience, a little bit different than the regular live stream of consciousness. So be patient. Not every moment is going to be filled with wonderful nuggets of wisdom. Some of them are going to be transitioning between guests or taking a break. But Janice, welcome to the live stream of consciousness at the Holiday Inn in Plainview.
Welcome. Hi.
Oh, I think you're on there. Hello. Talking
I'm
to the
on
mic.
there.
There you go.
There I am.
All right. So Janice is an amazing Reiki practitioner and medium. And I'm going to let her take over the microphone and tell you all about herself for a couple of minutes. I'll be right back, guys.
Thank you, Michael. Hi, everyone. As Michael was saying, I am a Reiki Master practitioner as well as a Reiki Master teacher, and I am a medium. And today we are here at the Health and Wellness Expo in Plainview at the Holiday Inn. So if you are local to Long Island, we'd love to see you. We'd love to see you come and support fellow readers, healers. We have a lot of lovely vendors. I just spent a good 20 minutes talking to Little Secret. She makes small batched soaps with essential oils, and they smell absolutely wonderful. We have lots of crystal vendors here. We have some very good readers. We also, if you want to stop by and take a look at some celestial art, we have Alien Starseed, who is here displaying her art. It is up for sale. She's got some lovely prints for sale. And Grace is going to be stopping by, and Cassandra might actually be someone you get to see today on the live stream of consciousness as we are live. And also, it's just really interesting today. And we have sound healers as well. So you can stop by. There's a lot going on today. And we'll be going through and showing you some of the vendors a little later on live. So if you want to follow on Facebook, you can follow me, The Quiet Healer, on Facebook or Instagram. I'll be walking through and speaking to some of the vendors live. And you've already heard from Diane, and Grace will be on in a few minutes. once Michael gets back for that interview. You have any questions? Do let us know. Um, Thank you, Courtney. Yes, 3D is fun. So, your thoughts are is anybody local out there? And are you going to be coming down and joining us? We are here until 5 today, so that is fun. And there's plenty of people to talk to and meet. I'm actually probably going to walk out of here with another deck of tarot cards. I've started collecting those as part of my practice. I'm taking a wonderful class with Brian Orlando. It's the Rock and Soul Tarot class, which is on Wednesday evenings at the Little Shop of Crystals / Moonspell Garden. And they are wonderful people as well. So we'd love to see you as part of the class. Again, we would love to see you out here if you are in the area. And if you've got any questions or anything you want to know the answer to from any of our guests, to let Michael know. I also, in case you guys didn't know, he's got a special guest on Thursday, and he will be making that announcement later in the week. And he's back.
Hey there. How'd it go?
I rambled.
You rambled. Awesome. I'm back, and I know Grace Grella is here. She's actually getting a reading, which is, I think, really cool. Psychic medium who wants to get somebody else, and
We
she, I
never
guess,
read ourselves. You're not supposed to read yourself. You follow your own intuition,
right?
but you don't read yourself.
Sure, that makes sense. I mean, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So, but it's just interesting to me that that's what you would even want. I feel like, you're kind of like, when you're in that all the time, it's like you want to break. But she's Grace Grella. She's amazing. She's the happiest psychic medium on earth, I believe.
She is wonderful. She is wonderful. But it's like supporting other readers.
Mhm.
And she's great in that way. She supports other readers. She encourages us all to do well, and she shares that love.
Yes, for sure. For sure. I think that Diane was asking me if I wanted to talk to some of the other practitioners, which of course I do. That's why I'm here. Oh, oh.
I need to go find some ice.
I just sat on Janice's foot.
Angela left his coat.
What's that?
Angela left his coat.
Wow, sorry about that, guys. And sorry, Janice, about that. I just moved my chair. We're in a little bit of a tight space here, so I just moved my chair, and I hit her leg, so she's going to get ice. But Grace Grella will be here shortly. How you doing? I think you want to. Oh, I've got a surprise guest. How you doing? Pop those on. Oh, we've crossed the streams here. Hold on a second.
Oh, like Lady and the Tramp, right? When they start eating the spaghetti.
So, welcome to the live stream of consciousness. And who do we have here?
Hello, my name is Lizbeth, and I am the proud owner of Bella Luna Healing. I am a
Awesome.
Reiki master, and I'm also a channel. I channel light codes and messages while I
Awesome.
work on my clients. The light codes come through me in a form of a melody.
Awesome.
That's
Oh,
probably
wow.
what you've been hearing.
Oh, you're the one on the opposite side. Oh, my God. I was telling Diane, here, let me just bring this closer to you. I was telling Diane how awesome that is. I'm really interested in sound healing.
Yeah.
And I still remember the first time I ever heard a crystal bowl, and I felt like the sound was emanating from inside of myself.
Yes.
And I've been fascinated ever since, and started looking into cymatics and the idea that sound vibrations can actually move matter physically.
Yes.
So I'm fascinated by that, and I was listening. We were totally enchanted by your voice as you were doing your healing. So tell us a little bit about that.
what happens, what I'm feeling is whenever I feel a blockage, they start to stream the melodies start to come through me, and that helps to move the blockage. And how I discovered was when I was practicing Reiki, if I wouldn't allow that to come through, I would either start to shake, or I would get sick, or
Oh,
start
wow.
to cough. Yes.
That's interesting.
And
Okay.
I feel when as the melodies are coming through, and as the chanting comes through, now and the light language, I feel the blockage is moving, and so I feel like I could breathe. Okay, I was like, okay, thank you, and then we can move on to a different location.
Oh, wow. That's
So
interesting.
frequencies are healing, and they are moving matter. They're moving stuck energy.
So, but I feel like what you're describing is also this energetic connection between you and whoever's sitting with you.
Yes.
That's really interesting. I don't think I've ever heard. I mean, I have heard people talk about energies, and if they don't do a certain thing, it's like a stuck energy. But this is really interesting. So, how long have you been doing this for?
I've been doing this for a couple of years, allowing myself to really have, the ability to allow the light codes to flow. Probably about a year now. I was holding back.
Okay.
I'm a singer, so I think that I was mistaking the two. I was confusing that. So
Interesting. Yes.
yeah. So when I was starting to feel that the energy coming through, and I was hearing the messages, I was like, but I sing. Maybe that's why. Am I confused? Am I making this up?
Right. Wow. Wow. So tell me about. This is just kind of I'm just responding. Tell me about what you experience when you're singing. Do you feel any sort of connection to source? I mean, I know as a musician, it was years later, right, that I realized, wow, when I was 20 playing music in my basement with my friends, I was channeling. I was in a flow moment. So is that part of this connection of the singing and the...
Yes, it definitely is part of the connection, and it, as I allow it, I feel it so much more deeper. And now, before any performance, I pray, and I ask to be a divine channel of love and light, and to send healing and love and light into the audience, and for everyone to receive it. And it's just a different reception from the crowd. The way that they receive it, and they come over, and they're like, every time you sing, I feel so happy. I feel this overwhelming joy. Yes,
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, one of the big things on the live stream of consciousness is the idea of energy being everything, and that's come up constantly in today. And that, I kind of, as you're talking about it, I'm realizing even that for somebody who enjoys music, right, and is going to see a performance, they're exchanging that energy with you. You're giving them that performance, you're singing, and then they're receiving it. And I often use that example when I'm trying to explain how energy is everything, and how they don't understand it. And I'm like, have you ever been to a concert where you're in a room with 1,000 people who are all there with the same intention, and you can feel the energy in the room? Like that's it right there.
That's it.
And
it's the
so
oldest form of healing. If you really think, if you look back, or read, we have the Hathor Star Nation, and even grandmother Anna, which is Mother Mary's mom. They were using these modalities back then. So when a woman was in labor, they would all chant over her and put their hands on her and sing.
Wow.
To ease the pain. So this is something that was used.
Ancient knowledge. There we go. I talk about that all the time as well, right? Like ancient knowledge coming back. The simplest things that, I mean, they're even talking about now. They think that sound was used in building the pyramids, right? So, I mean, there's a lot of power in that. So besides singing, do you use any sort of other frequency tools, tuning forks, and things like that? Bowls, singing bowls?
I play the singing bowls, and I channel. So I do sound healings with the bowls, and my voice. When I'm doing individual sessions, I'm either called to use the drum or the forks, or sometimes I have little mini bowls. I have a gong. It depends, whatever source my guides.
And I'm curious as to how you experience that guidance, right? So somebody's sitting on your table, and maybe there's an issue with their leg. Like, how does that How do you experience that?
It just feels it's stuck. So sometimes the melody doesn't come out. It comes out more like a hum, like a and then okay, this needs a lot of vibration. And then I'll use the gong, use the drum. I hear their messages that I also speak to the client, but they'll ask me, okay, this requires the drum, and then we can use that, and then the chanting, and then we'll start to feel the energy moving.
Cool. Now, I guess specifically what I wanted to know was like, how do you locate that? Like, how would you know that how would you know it was the leg? Like I was saying it was a leg, but like, how would you know? Is there like, does it light up? Does it just call to you?
No, they'll say, move to the leg, go behind the neck.
That'll be the
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
I gotta fix that. Hold on a second. Sorry. Lost you. We're falling apart here.
Oh yeah, it's okay. It's Mercury retrograde. There I am.
No worries.
It's okay.
Exciting times here on the live stream of consciousness.
Yeah.
This is what happens when you go live in a hotel in the middle of an expo. So, how's it going for you? I mean, I know you probably got to get back to your table, but tell us what it's like to be at one of these expos and experiencing different people.
It's actually wonderful. This is my second time working at the Empire Paths Expo, and I'm super grateful for Diane for putting
awesome.
these together. She's fantastic.
Yeah.
She is like the glue. She's a magnet. She attracts all of these fabulous, beautiful energies to come together. And,
Totally.
yeah, so I'm very grateful. I feel like it's wonderful. It's wonderful to experience and have all of the different people coming in, and they get to test out a little mini session and see what it's about, and then they have the opportunity to come and meet with me for further healing.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
we were talking about how the spiritual community is so vast and there are so many different modalities, and not everything resonates with everybody, right? So I think, like you're saying, it's a great place to come and experience a little bit and say, oh wait, that one made sense to me, that felt right.
Exactly.
So that's awesome. Excellent. Is there somewhere where people can find you? You have a website I could pop up on the screen?
I'm working on my website right now, but I have Instagram and TikTok and YouTube, so you can find me on there.
Okay.
Instagram.
And what is that?
It's Bella Luna Healing.
Bella
Luna Healing 515.
515. And
that's my Instagram. Yes.
515. I'm gonna pop that up here, and I'm gonna just run that across the bottom. So there you go. That's where you can find Bella Luna Healing on Instagram. I appreciate you sitting with me today and telling me all about what you do.
Thank you.
And hopefully we'll see each other soon. Maybe I could get you on the show. I normally do the show Thursday nights live.
Okay.
So let's do that.
I would love
you
that.
can have your audience join in and chat and all of that.
Wonderful.
Awesome.
Thank you so
for
much.
being
It was
here.
wonderful meeting you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome. Let me get those. Thank you. Enjoy.
Thank you.
Awesome. So that was Bella Luna Healings. Very exciting. It's been pretty cool here. And I think Grace Grella is just about ready to sit with us. Hello. You can pop on whenever you want. I'm ready for you whenever. I might switch with you for a second and go run for a second. You want to sit and talk to Grace for a minute? All right, guys. So thanks for joining the craziness. We had a woman come in and bumped into the camera and knocked us over, and we're just getting reset here. So if you're out there still, Courtney, just say hello. I appreciate you hanging in there if you are, and anybody who's hanging in there. This is great stuff. I will be back in a moment. Sorry. Okay.
Welcome to the Art of Coordination, and Mike will be right back.
I'm in good hands with your woman, no worries.
And we are going to be joined by Grace Trella. She is a psychic medium here on Long Island. She also has the Grace Brella Show once a month, the last Thursday of every month. She'll be on December, the last Thursday this month. So,
Holy Moses,
I know, right?
I have seen the light.
You heard this.
Okay.
So you can hear me and I can hear you.
Okay.
So welcome, Grace.
Ooh,
To the,
that beautiful voice of yours.
Thank you. So, as I was telling everybody out there, you are a psychic medium here on Long Island, but you are well known around the world. And we have the Grace Brella Show the last Thursday of every month. So that'll be the last Thursday of this month.
Well, this month it'll be on the 19th because of the holidays. So
Okay, you heard it here first. It'll be a little bit earlier this month, so that's awesome. And you want to give us a little bit of background on Grace?
Absolutely. I've been doing this for quite some time, and not my first rodeo. Or lifetime, for that matter. Again and again and again until we get it right, I guess.
We get it right, yeah.
But yeah, all my life, since I'm 7 years old, it's when I had my 3 near-death experiences. So
Right.
not once, not twice, 3 times, God said, not time to say goodnight, Gracie. And I'm still here,
Yep.
doing my work, trying to get people to lighten up, and feel good about themselves. And I have that Leo moon, so you know that Leo energy. You're a lovable Leo.
I have the Leo sun.
Yeah, it's beautiful energy. It's make them laugh, make them feel loved and seen, and respect. RESPECT.
Yes.
So it's giving people the information and the energy they need to heal themselves. And you do that so brilliantly because as a Reiki master, you heal people just by showing up.
Just by showing up.
Yeah. So it's a pleasure and a privilege that the universe allowed me to be in contact with both you and your special person, Michael Zinn, my magical media man. Okay. So it's a blessing to be here and be supportive of both of you because both of you are a light in the world that is so needed right now.
Thank you.
And I just showering you both with love and appreciation and gratitude for that because a lot of people are gifted, but they choose not to utilize it. But you two are out there sharing and giving and caring, and it just makes my heart happy just thinking about you two. So it's just a blessing to be here today. And for Diane and Glenn as well. It's like I've noticed that the universe introducing couples into my life. It's you and it's Michael. It's Diane and her husband Glenn that run the Empowered Path Expos. It's Orlando and Nicole. So it's so cute. It's like the Desi and Lucy's in the metaphysical world. You know, but yeah. So my invisible entourage is quite extensive. So spirit moves me all the time, as you understand that. And so it's about making people feel comfortable, giving them evidential information so that they know I didn't Google it or.
Right.
Know.
That is a big thing. I've had people like, how would you know that? It's like, I met you 20 minutes ago on my table. You came in for a healing. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know you. And I
you
don't
channeled so well.
Yes. And as you do, it's one of those things where as a Reiki master teacher, I don't have time to Google my clients. They come in, I don't know you, and with that first time, it's like if you're open and spirit has a message, I deliver it. And it's like I have a lot of repeat clients, as I'm sure you do, where no reading is ever the same. The messages are always different.
Absolutely. Once you're on the frequency, as well, we both are. We're on the frequency. Whatever they need at that moment in time is what comes forth. Then I'm sure you allow as well as I do. I tell everyone, okay, I'm going to do, let spirit have their way with me and you, and give what they feel you need to hear. And then what you want, tell me what you want, what you really, really want, like the Spice Girls song. That comes through the question and answer. So you can direct, okay, that's really nice, Grace, but I really wanted to know about, and you ask me the direct question. So everything gets covered. And that's the way I do my sessions with people. It's like they should have it all, and uplift themselves. And if everybody was happy and uplifted and loving on themselves, we'd have a much better world.
Absolutely. As you know, you've been on my show.
Yeah,
It's all about peace and finding peace and recognizing how you bring peace to me and I bring peace to you, but how we bring peace to ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, that unconditional love and acceptance. So it's very difficult as human beings sometimes to step outside of the critical conditional mindsets of the world, but instead just to be open with our hearts and say, wow, beautiful, just as you are. I love you just the way you are, as Billy Joel sang, right? All those years ago. So it's, and the beauty of the individuality, because there's no one like you. It's just you, babe.
Well, and you are you.
Yeah, so
Exactly.
each and every soul.
Yep. And I'm gonna turn it over to Michael, and he's gonna come on, and you guys can talk about the Grace Carla show and how people can tune in, and kind of what brought you down here today. I know you're here supporting everybody, but Michael, do that a little bit more.
Yeah, well, I'd love to do that, and I'm blessed to know you, and everybody should continue to share the Quiet Healer show, and be like your promoter and tell everybody that they know on the planet, so we get those numbers up and running.
Thank you, Grace.
Lots of love. Okay.
We're going to bring Michael back on.
Okay.
Shift. You're gonna come right back, so I'm just gonna get inside. Yes, and actually, if you could roll just a little closer, that would be great. And this is you.
Okay.
This is me. Hello.
Me and you, and you and me, and me and you. Oops.
And we are back. I am back. That was the Quiet Healer, Janice. I know it says Michael's in at the bottom there, but that was the Quiet Healer. That was Janice talking to Grace. And welcome, Grace. I missed what you guys were talking about, so we may repeat some stuff.
Repitan, por favor. Like a bad burrito. We're going to repitan, por favor.
But well, this is my special live show from the Expo, and you're actually usually one of the readers at these expos.
Yeah.
So I guess, first of all, how is it feel different? Does it feel different being here as like a guest and not an actual reader?
Well, because there's so much love coming from both Diane and her husband Glenn. They run this, and their assistant Linda, and everybody that works to put this together, and everybody that participates, all the readers, all the healers, all the vendors. Everybody's spiritually minded and trying to uplift and heal and help others. So it's really a lovely environment. I was like, I want to support and give love from the other side of the table today.
Right.
And I was moved to do that because you're here today.
Aww.
And you being my Scorpio magical medium man on the Grace Carla show. And our next show is live on the Thursday the 19th.
Yes.
Because of the holiday schedule. So I said, well, let me just go down there and show everybody the love. Say, hey, I'm here for you.
I really appreciate it. And the Grace Carla show, I just put that on the bottom there. If you guys like psychic medium stuff, which I'm imagining you do because you're watching this show, we do a live call-in show, and I love it because it just brings me back to when I was a kid and I was watching the stuff on TV.
Yeah, back in the day.
Channel 9 and Channel 11,
Yeah.
And so we've been working together, I guess, a couple of years now at this point, right?
Since 23.
Yeah, okay, a little over a year.
Yeah. March of the end of March of 2023.
Right, and that was your
My last show
at the studio.
Yeah, at the TV studio.
Yeah, and I'm trying to remember what it was before that. Like, what put us in touch to that moment? How did we get to that moment? Do you remember?
And the ironic thing is that Spirit has wiped my memory grid because I cannot connect that dot myself.
Yeah, I mean, somebody must have pointed me to you or something like that, and
vice versa.
I apologize to whoever is out there. You could always chime in and let me know that it was you. But I was led to you. The point is, I was led to you. You asked me to be on your show with Janice, who at that point, and she was kind of, I didn't even know she had her own show at that point.
Yes, she did.
She did. Okay.
Just started out.
She had just started out. And it was just such a great connection with the three of us, I think. And then you told us it was your last show at the studio. You weren't going to be on public access anymore. And that was just being the light lit up, like, okay, here's the opportunity for us to
work together
even further. And we have been ever since, and it's been such a pleasure working with you and building the community, and more recently other communities kind of stepping in, right? So we were just both together on Debbie Romero's show. That was so much fun, and Debbie Romero has brought her community to both of us, right? So now we have some of her audience watching some of us. But what I loved about that moment, and maybe you can give me your feedback because I don't think we've spoken about it, is that I'm not necessarily, I mean, we all have the gift. We can all talk to Spirit if we want to. But it's not something I practice, right? I don't call myself a psychic medium. But Debbie was kind of putting me in a place to step into that intuition by reading some of the people who were on the show live and then saying, okay, what do you have to add to that, Michael? And it really, for a flash, it was like, oh my God, what am I supposed to say? But I just let go, and it just came to me what to say. And it wasn't necessarily a message from a loved one, but it was a message from Spirit. It was a message from Source. It was information that came from Source.
Oh, absolutely. So, and I've been telling you that since I met you.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I did the same thing with Brian in Orlando.
Yeah.
I met him at the radio station. I said, you're gifted. You're a reader. And, oh no, I'm just fielding the calls for Jeffrey Wands. Oh no, you're not. You're reading the people as well, and you do the same thing. And I was cracking up. I said, well, maybe I'm, mother mentor here. Right. The universe that has carved out this. Yeah. I'm going to mentor you, and encourage you and uplift you and make you see how gifted you are. I see how gifted you are.
Yeah.
And what's important is that you embrace how gifted you are without any the Scorpio fear of, I don't want to be held accountable and under anybody's thumb. So
what? I think there is a bit of that.
Yeah, just a wee bit. Just a little bit. Yeah. So, and in acquiescing to Spirit and just releasing and letting go and going with the flow, it's like I used to when I first started out, and you're just starting out flexing your ability. Is just saying, oh, I used a qualifier, and I'd say, all right, I know this is going to sound crazy, but I'm feeling this, or I'm seeing this, or does this make sense to you?
Was that a qualifier for you?
Yeah. That made me.
I just got that. Yeah.
Relax. Maybe that something like that would help you relax. And and then it's like, oh, okay, it's not the onus isn't on me here. This is like, oh no, this is what I'm being shown. It's not being generated from my consciousness. Right.
I'm just the messenger.
That's what I say all the time. Yeah. I'm just the messenger, babe.
Yeah.
Special delivery, Western Union.
I love that.
So you allowing is what Spirit's working with you on, I think, in your process, because you're just so good. You're just so good.
Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that. It's and I've been talking about this. It's interesting because I do like to experience all of these different modalities of whether they be messages or from a loved one or a message from a
And you're
tarot
on the
reading.
frequency. I have to interject. You're on
Yeah.
the frequency because you're a musician. Okay.
Okay.
All the musicians I know on this planet are gifted. Look at Glenn
Right.
Dove. Have you heard of Glenn?
Yeah,
Dove?
of course. Yeah.
Another
I did
Scorpio?
Glenn Dub's website.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay. Another gifted Scorpio
Yeah.
drummer. So it's musician. It's you have that same ability
Right.
exponentially, and he is brilliant.
So it's interesting that you say that, right? Because I was just talking to Bella Luna, who's a sound healer, and I was talking about that as an older guy who is kind of exploring spiritual concepts.
Mm-hmm.
I never knew when I was 20 years old playing music in the basement with my friends that I was actually channeling. I was actually in that flow moment and just allowing whatever came through to come through. Like, obviously I was there, I was a part of it, I was playing, but I remember the feeling and how that always, like, to me, I always would try to tell my mom, like, yeah, playing in a band, it's like a conversation, it's like a dance. It's like I'm playing bass, but the guy who's playing guitar and the guy who's singing, we're all in
Syncing
that
up.
together. We're all syncing up, and that feeling is just something incredible. And I can totally understand what you're saying. As a musician, you are connected to that way of flow, that way of understanding flow, and having something come through you, and be a part of it as well. So I'm actually thinking as I'm talking to you, I'm kind of these things are
Reliving
processing.
it. Yeah,
These
yeah,
things are
yeah.
processing.
See, so you're in the process of strengthening your own abilities is what's going on.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
and recognizing it, becoming conscious. So I love that you named your show.
The live stream of consciousness.
There you go.
And that also makes sense as well, as far as I've been listening to a lot of Bashar, and Bashar is always talking about why we are here is to connect with what it is that we're most passionate about, and that those moments that you're doing the thing that you're most passionate about, you'll recognize that, you'll feel it, and that if you are able to, and you should be able to,
Yeah.
focus on that. Always do that, whatever it is that it brings you to your highest passion, and that will eventually shape who you are. I think Angelo wants his jacket. There you go. I just took his jacket from him. I saw him coming in. Yeah, that's awesome. So let me ask you some questions. How long have you been doing this?
Since I'm 7 years old.
Wow. Okay. I'm just gonna say, with no insult, that's a long time.
Oh, absolutely.
But I also love that, because I feel like there's such an authenticity to that it wasn't like, you had some imaginary friends and your parents told you that they should go away.
In speaking to that observation, I'd also like to say that it doesn't really matter about the chronological age. I have a niece and a nephew who are brilliant, and they're not even teenagers yet, and brilliantly gifted. So it's all about the individual's soul's process and what they need to go through. And there's there was a 7-year-old artist. I think she was from Europe, and she painted a portrait of Jesus Christ.
Oh wow.
And she said, "This is the man that comes to me in my dreams."
Oh wow.
And
Yeah,
everybody
yeah.
that sees this portrait resonates with it and goes, "Yeah, that's it," Or there's this that one opera singer who's only 11 years old, and she has the voice of an angel. So it doesn't matter our physical chronological age. Yeah, I'm a Golden Girl, proud of it, glad I'm proud. It's like I've been on the planet for a minute.
Yeah.
That has given me the experience. That has given me the ability to know how I interact with, spirit or spirit interacts with me, and to pay attention, and to, because people, if they would learn themselves, it's an inside job inside of themselves. They have the gift, they have the ability, they have the love from above, and it's just allowing and recognizing it. And it's, there's always a connection. There's always a connection. It's not just happenstance. That's why I love serendipitous stories.
And I think the thing that's most important, what you're bringing up, and kind of what I see, right, as like, let's say I step back and I look at the world, is the idea of what's inside of us versus what's outside of us. Meaning that I feel like we're not taught, but we're conditioned to believe that we need to find something that's outside of us, right? And that's what I think most people struggle with life is that they don't know that what they're looking for is inside them. They have it already. That I think that's the biggest.
Well, if we were a treasure map, X marks the spot, is right on your heart chakra.
Yeah.
Okay. It's all in the heart chakra. Kingdom of heaven is within.
Why don't they teach us that? Why don't they teach us that in school? I think.
Well, that would be lovely if they did. Maybe that's what your voice will open up the educational system too. I hope.
I hope so. And I do feel like expos like this, spiritual journey, all of these things that I was talking about earlier, I do feel like they're important, and I do feel like they are allowing people to connect with themselves. We've talked about self-love being like the most important thing. That's like ingredient number one, right? That's like you're making bread. That's like the flour or the eggs you need. You can't do it without that.
Exactly.
And I think that
what a brilliant, beautiful service you're doing for the world by getting it out there on the airways, that it's unrestricted and anybody can access the information, and they don't have to worry about being burnt on the stake or being put in front of firing squad, or it's those life and death situations from expressing information and knowledge and awareness in the past. It didn't. That's why there's so many martyrs. That people gave their physical lives to try to educate and uplift people. Right. So now there's you don't have to worry about that. Right. Now it's just, this is my show, and whatever level you're ready to understand it on, you will. But I'm planting the seed. That's what you're doing. You're like Johnny Appleseed planting the seed, and then all of a sudden, one day somebody goes, bing. I get what Michael's trying to say to me or telling me. Right. When they're ready, it resonates and opens up within them and blossoms like the lotus.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. And I've been actually talking about that idea a lot, meaning, and in the way that it's not the same for everybody, right? So there's no answer to the question of what is the meaning of life. You are the answer to that question, and everybody's answer is different. Everybody's answer is them. So your answer to what is the meaning of life is right here. This is the meaning of life. My answer is this right here. I feel like
no, your answer is standing right there.
Yes, that's true. My answer is standing right there. The things that are important in life, I think.
Because it's love. Love is what it's all
everything.
About.
Love is everything. Love is everything.
And I loved you, and I love Janice, and I'm just loving on everybody here today, and I'm so blessed that you invited me and pun intended, graced me with the opportunity to be on another one of your live shows. Just really grateful, Michael. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for joining me and being with me, and always sharing such incredible love. There is no bigger cheerleader on the planet than Grace Grella. There is no happier psychic medium on the planet than Grace Grella. But the thing I love about you, Grace, is that you're everybody's cheerleader. And it's not like, oh wait, Grace told me I was great, why is she telling that person she's great? When you tell someone they're great, and I watch it, I feel that same moment that you told me I was great. I feel that we are all great.
true.
And Grace, you recognize that. So how blessed are you to be able to walk around and see everybody, and everybody you see makes you smile because you see how great they are.
Well, God bless me with Stevie Wonder's song Inner Vision. There we go.
Yeah.
So being able to see from the inside
I
out.
love it.
And
Love it.
when you see that person's beauty and their soul and the essence of what they're here to contribute, it's like a happy day.
Right.
And it's like, whoa, do you know how fabulous you are? Let me
Right.
tell you.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Because most people, unfortunately, are self-deprecating.
Right.
You know, and that we got to stop that
Right.
somehow.
Sure.
Please God, it's no, you're wonderful, you're great, you're fabulous. I can see it now. Can you?
Right.
You know,
Right.
so it's almost like allowing them their special awareness. You know, their own special awareness.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's my job. I signed up for it. I just
Nice.
forgot to read the fine print up there.
Nice. Well, you know what? I think right now, this moment in humanity, people like you are super important, because things like social media, even though we're using this for good, right? We're using this platform to spread love. You go on social media in some environments and people are just at each other's throats, and they don't get that. Maybe they're not loving themselves enough that they need to start lashing out at other people. And so again,
Well, they're
We're
in
trying to-
pain.
we're trying to-
They're in pain.
Yeah.
They're in
Yeah.
pain.
Yeah.
And whenever it helps others to recognize that when you see behavior like that, or if behavior like that is projected onto you, it's not about you. It's about their pain and their hurt. And there was a Tibetan monk that said, when you experience that, you wish them love and healing, because that's what they need the most.
100%.
So instead of reverting to that frequency level and getting into, you know, a cat fight or something, you know, it's about no. Oh, it's all right, darling. It's I love you. I see you.
Passion.
Yeah, I understand you're hurting right now, but it's going to get better. And assisting them, or if they're really entrenched in the negative zone and they're having that moment, sometimes you just have to disengage, allow them to have it,
Right.
and say, you know, bless you, and walk away.
Right.
You know, and wish them healing and walk away.
Yeah.
And I'm leaving it up to you, God, because this one's not
Right.
on my agenda
Right.
to do. You know,
Sure.
it's beyond me. So it's allowing whatever that person needs for their own soul's growth. And sometimes it's just walking away and accepting that they need that dark moment.
Yeah, absolutely. I really resonate with what you're saying, and I feel like for me also, like that, yes, there were moments where I would go on social media and see stuff and then start to feel like triggered
Yeah.
and want to react, but then just the deep breath and the realization of, like you said, compassion, right? So these people, the reason that they're doing that is it's a reflection of themselves, and there's something that probably
And
needs
kudos to
be healed.
you. I was so proud to know you. You responded to somebody. I was watching a link on social media.
Yeah.
You responded to somebody who kind of was a little catty, or, you know, wasn't really, was being judgmental. And you just so graciously said to them, but isn't that what healers are supposed to do? Assist them and help them,
Right.
not bash them, not
Right.
try to bring them down more,
Right,
or
right,
this or
right.
that. And my heart welled up with love and
Aw.
respect, even more so for you.
Oh, that's great.
It's like, yeah, that's what's needed.
Yeah.
People have to recognize that.
Yeah.
So kudos to you, Michael, for
Thank you.
using that beautiful Scorpio love to say, let's heal this, not perpetuate it.
I feel like I'm kind of put in situations sometimes like that, just so that I can give my 2 cents and
Because you got that
be a
strength.
little
You
bit
got
of
that
a light.
Scorpio
Yeah.
strength.
Yeah. I guess, again, it's easy to be triggered and fall
We're
into that
human.
low
Yeah,
vibe, right? Like, be like, oh my God, this situation, yuck. But it's also nice to be like, oh, but love. It's
Yeah.
like, and I think that's, you can't really go wrong with that.
It's something that needs to be practiced again and again and again. And if it's not working, add more love. It's another axiom that somebody put out there that I love. It's it's you, no matter what, not contributing negativity, but contributing love and positivity, even if that means taking a step back and zipping it and not
Right.
saying anything.
Right.
You know,
And the coolest thing about that, I think, that people don't realize is what comes back to you, right? Because when you start to practice that, it comes back. I mean, you won't be able to deny it. You won't be like, oh, well, when is this going to come back to me? You will know.
sometimes it's instant karma. Totally.
It's real. It's really amazing. And I always also try to tell people, like, well, think about how it feels, right? Like, so how does it feel to be yelling at someone on social media and saying something negative about them versus saying something positive? Like, just how does it feel inside? Like, that should be the indicator, right? Like, I think a lot of people are like, oh, I just got to get it out, so it feels good because I got it out. But it's like, but did you try it the other way? Because now, not only did you didn't have to get it out that way, but you've given yourself something. You know what I mean? You've allowed the love to come
heal.
from you, yeah, to heal. You know, wow,
100%.
yeah.
So I think this is needed with the holidays coming up, because a lot of triggers are out there. Everybody's gonna be trigger happy, like the horse. Everybody's gonna be a little triggered because the holiday season's coming up. So if we go with love and do it, put love out there first and say, no matter what, I will allow and continue on my frequency of love. And just let it be, as the Beatles would sing. Just let it be. Just let it be.
Love that. Yes.
And right now, I'm going to let you be.
Yeah, the Beatles have so many great songs with so many great. Just the word, just the title, just the refrain. It's just like
evokes what you need,
and immediately change your whole mood, right? And
yeah. Music. That's what's so powerful about music and musicians, and it's a beautiful thing to behold. And that's why I have a song for everything, a lyric for everything. It's there's a message in the music always.
Yes,
always.
And you usually respond to situations with that. If somebody's having a conversation, then you'll get a song, and then you'll say it, and everyone will be like, oh yeah,
now I get it.
Now it makes sense to the situation. I love that.
Uh-huh.
Oh, Grace, you're so amazing. Thank you so much for stopping by here today. Spending some time with me, supporting Diane and what she's doing here in the community, as well as just outside of here, again, with Debbie Romero and your show and the community that I feel like we're building together. It's so
agree.
Great. It feels so good. I know there was a couple of people out there popping in and out. So thank you guys for always being here and supporting us. I'm going to have some more interviews coming up in a bit. I think I'm going to give the mic over to the Quiet Healer again. She loves it when I do that. But thank you, Grace.
Thanks,
so much.
Michael.
We'll talk to you again soon.
Woohoo!
Grace Grella, folks.
Thank you.
Amazing psychic medium. The world's happiest psychic medium. I've given her that moniker. I don't think she's going to argue. I think she likes that moniker. And oh, look, if I do my thumbs up, I get the thumbs up thing. If I do 2 thumbs up, I think we get fireworks. If I do 2 thumbs up, awesome. I've got to love the Mac emotion responses. I think if I do a peace sign, I get something cool. Peace. There we go. We get balloons with peace, a little 3D effect. So anyway, if you guys are on Long Island, I'm imagining that you would come by and say hello to us. You can pop on and be my guest for a moment. I'm going to be broadcasting probably maybe another hour, maybe not, maybe less. We'll see how it goes. I'm just kind of vamping right now. If anyone's out there and has any questions or suggestions or wants to get involved, anybody who I should interview on the show, anything like that, give me a call. Let me know. Chime right into the thing. So I've got Angelo and Grace over there talking and pointing at me, so I was a little distracted. And then we've got the Quiet Healer coming to sit in here once again. Hello. What do you got there?
I'm obviously making new friends. So
awesome.
Yeah. Met a nice lady who makes copper wire jewelry, and she does it very well. I've been watching her. She's amazing.
nice.
You guys should follow her on Instagram, Aligned Wire.
Aligned wire. Oh, yeah, you're not gonna be able to see that from here. The camera's too far away. But aligned wire, great handmade copper jewelry. Manija, creator Manija. That's her name.
Yeah, she's
Awesome.
awesome. She, I've been watching her. She's amazing. And she also makes for the like hair extensions. If you're going in for braids or rows, she makes these beautiful pieces that go into your hair as well.
Oh, nice. Awesome.
It's actually, we were just having a conversation. That's how she got started, and people were wearing them as rings, and she's like, no. So she started making rings, and she's got earrings.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, very nice stuff.
All right, I'm gonna go take care of business again real quick. But when I come back, I want to grab your phone. I want to do a walk around, and I'll have you manning this table, and I'll walk around. You'll bring me in. But give me a minute. I will be back, and then we'll try something new.
Okay.
Switching.
Yep.
I'll be right back.
Hello, everyone. So, again, if you are in Long Island, even in Suffolk, Nassau, Queens, come on down. We're here until 5, and there are about 14 amazing readers. There are quite a few healers. There are quite a few vendors. We have the Beating Hearts here. If you want to come by and say hi to Linda, we have some mandalas. I'm so sorry. Thank you. And the crystal vendors. I've met some wonderful people. Met some people to follow on Instagram. Again, Alien Starseed is here. She's got some lovely spiritual and celestial art to check out. I highly recommend her. She's awesome. We have people who, again, make handmade jewelry, which is not easy. We have people like myself who do Reiki and do readings, and everybody's giving away a raffle prize. So, except for the readers. I think a few readers are giving away raffle prizes. But if you come on and down, there is no purchase necessary. You can actually sign up. You can walk the room and go enter your name into any raffle you think you want to be participating in. So there is that as well. It's a very good energy today. It's nice to be around people who could be part of your tribe. And I'm sure that Michael's gotten all of these up. So welcome, Grace. I'm sure all of you are out there who are watching. So if there's any questions or anybody you would want to hear from that might be here, just let me know. I can tell you right now, we have some people who make bath salts, handmade small batch soaps. Michael, are you going to take a walk?
So what I got to do is send an invitation to your phone. So I'm just going to do that right now. All right.
Sometimes there's that too.
And there we go. Send an invitation to your phone. It should pop up over here. Oh, there we go. All right. So it popped up on the phone. I'm going to switch this over. You guys are listening to the microphone do funny things. You guys are going to be part of this experiment as I join the studio on Janice's phone, so I can go take a walk around. And let's try this. Here we go.
Oh, wait. He would have tried to take the laptop with him.
Hello. How you doing? Good to meet you.
Alien Starseed.
I'm about to. Oh, nice. Nice. I'm about to do a walk around, but when I'm done, if you want to come over and talk, that would be awesome. Awesome. There you go. All right. I'm entering the studio, guys. And oh, there we go.
If I was going now,
So,
All right.
Strasbourg, and I'd go to the Christmas.
are you in?
Pop me in there.
For a couple of days. Yes, it's great.
You're on stage. I
Yeah.
see.
Oh, why is it telling me I'm in the show, but I don't see it?
Okay.
Oh, you know what? There we go.
Almost every day.
All right, guys. So can you hear me, Janice?
And now he's frozen a little bit.
Oh yeah, you can tell.
Bear with us.
Can you hear me?
I can.
Yes. You can hear me?
Okay, we can't hear you.
We just
You can't hear me.
and we travel all over. We try to always get to another country.
I don't hear you.
Wherever we are, you know. So when we were in Scotland, even if
All
we
right,
were
so,
there, we went
hello.
back to France and we went back to London. But Scotland was the new place.
Hello.
So we were in Belgium. We had been to Belgium before, to Brussels.
Just bear with us, guys. Trying to figure out how to make this work.
We have to go into settings for the
Leave
microphone.
on a Thursday. And you can come back on the Sunday.
I just want you to be able to hear me while I go. The beauty of live. So let's. All right. So that microphone's off. Hello. All right. Now can you hear me?
I can barely hear you.
All right. You can hear me. So now I can walk around.
Okay. The video is looking weird, honey.
I've done my deal.
All right. I'm trying to take a live walk around. Hopefully. How's that?
No.
All right. So come out. Go back in. There we go.
Okay. There we go. But
No,
you're
but
freezing.
It's frozen up again.
You're not on, right?
Yeah, we're live.
Still.
So what we do, we get a book, we go to the bookstore, we buy a book books, and in the bookstore,
Let's try this.
Better.
Better.
All right. So I'm going to take a walk around. Angelo, I will see you.
Take care, brother.
All right. I'm going to switch this.
Where's the meeting?
Meet you, Angela.
All right. I got to. So I just got to figure out how to turn the camera around.
We jumped on a couple of canals, walked around,
Or I guess I could go this way.
Yeah. You want to flip the camera?
Yeah, remove it and go back in.
and they're pretty easy.
It's freezing.
It's freezing.
All right. Hold on a second. We're going to figure this out, guys.
We got them with us yesterday. He's like, look, I need you to get down to one of these. Like, can I go in the bathroom? And we're like, hoping to see one kind of thing. You know? Just like to try to come tower and get in there. My kids are going to get in there. Quiet.
Move your hand.
Go. Hey, good to meet you. Yes, same here. Nice to meet you. Let me try to figure this out. We'll talk. I've been meaning to get in touch with you. That's all right.
Okay.
All right. All right. It seems like it's working better, right?
Yeah.
Stopping and going.
Stopping and going.
Guys, Anyone out there? Thank you for bearing with us.
He and I, we just go in wherever, whatever. We end up, we don't care.
And are you connected to the Wi-Fi here? Because I turned it off.
I love to
No, I
Just being
turned
that
off Wi-Fi.
you turned it back on. I don't think I was connected to the Wi-Fi for.
That's all right. Put me back in.
Okay, that's better.
All right. So I just need to figure out how to reverse the camera.
Um,
I mean, to say like also needs to do
I don't think that's going to reverse the camera.
and
It doesn't affect. Yeah, but that's in the camera app, not on the StreamYard app.
oh, okay. Sorry.
Hello. It's freezing. It's not freezing here. For me.
like my father, very much to be in the I don't give a shit parent because if he didn't help me, I left with nothing.
All right.
I left with nothing.
I think we're gonna-
But I didn't follow his grandmaster plan. You did.
We won't walk around.
My brother followed his grandmaster plan. I did not. I left the house. I had
Just
a
do me a favor and stop the StreamYard app.
job, but I didn't make a fortune of money, and I made
Hello, folks. I'm back. All right, guys. So that was a fail. In case you wanted to know what a fail looks like, we were just trying to do a mobile walk around to show you guys this the expo, and I was going to go visit different people at their booths. But I guess the Wi-Fi signal or something is not strong enough. So if you are one of the 3 people out there live right now, say hello so I know who we're talking to. And we can continue this live broadcast from the Holiday Inn in beautiful downtown Plainview in Long Island. I know Courtney Lopez was out there earlier today. I don't know if she's still out there. Don't know who's watching. Could be me on the phone trying to join. We also have the laptop playing the show. But I did get some surprise visit from Bella, which was nice, and we'll have her on the show as well coming up eventually. And somebody just said hello. Grace, goodbye. We love you. Grace is heading out. Thank you so much for stopping by, Grace Grella. And Janice is troubleshooting over here, working on the issue. If anyone is out there and wants to interact and say hello, that's kind of one of my favorite things about going live. So say hello if you're out there. Let me know that you are, and we'll interact with you. In the meantime, I did get to see some people that I haven't seen in a while. Terry Leone is right next to me. She's busy, or else I would ask her to come speak. And Arnie Layton is probably busy as well. He was a guest on the show. A couple of people have been on the show. What was Denise's name? Nisi?
I don't remember.
Oh, the woman that
Alien Starseed?
no. We met her last time. We meet so many amazing people. So I've got her card somewhere. Anyway. So that's
Okay, I got the mic working.
Yeah, I think because the headphones aren't plugged in. So that is the mic working. Oh, you did. You joined the broadcast. I see, but your mic is muted. There you go. All right, guys. I'm trying to walk around and show you this, and now
Forgive me.
we got the feedback happening. The feedback. If you're not standing by here, then you probably won't hear it. But you need the earphones in to hear. That's why I think the microphone wasn't working. But let's see. Janice is going to experiment.
I'm going to try.
All right, so I'm back on this microphone, guys. And how's everybody doing out there? Is anybody with me today? It's a little chaotic considering. And let's see, we got Janice added to the broadcast. There she is. I don't know if she could hear me. I can't hear you.
I can hear you.
Oh, I
can hear you.
Hear you now. I
Can
can
you?
hear you.
Am I choppy?
Nope, you're not choppy. You're actually good. I would turn my phone sideways if I was you. And there you go. Beautiful.
Okay.
Awesome.
And this way.
Excellent. Oh, look at that. We have a view of the show. Awesome. All right. So Janice is going to walk around for us and check out some of the vendors that we got going on. Oh, we do. Awesome. We got it to work. I don't know what she did. Janice,
So this is Aligned Wire. She does all this wonderful copper wiring. She does the rings, the earrings. She's awesome. Again, the hair
Janice,
pieces.
I can't hear you really well. I hear you. Maybe hold the phone closer. I don't know where the mic is.
Can you hear me better now?
No, just okay. I hear you, but
how about now?
That's a little better. Yep.
Okay, so this is, she was talking about the hair pieces that she's created.
Yep. Beautiful.
So all of these hair pieces are good for your crown chakra. She was showing us the citrine, and yeah. So she is, again, you can find her on Instagram at Aligned Wire. She's awesome.
Awesome.
And then I've been eyeing these quite a lot. They're a bunch of tarot decks, oracle decks. She's got books here.
Beautiful.
She also has these wonderful mirrors. Ooh, I didn't see that one before. The kitty and the priestess. Beautiful.
Nice.
So, again, tarot decks. And we have some readers over on this side.
Nice.
And we have this.
Oh, that's Jilly's booth.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. So Jilly is there's Jilly. Jilly is a old school listener of the live stream of consciousness who has come into her own wonderful gifts, and she does this amazing photography, and as well now she's got light language coming in as messages, which she decorates the photos with by channeling some light codes, as well as organite. I don't know if you guys know organite, what organite is, but she makes organite, which is also energetically charged. And I guess she's been putting the light codes into the organite as well. So Julie is awesomely coming into some amazing gifts and channeling. There you go. There's some organite that she makes. And if you're not familiar with organite is a resin base, but it's got resin, it's got copper coils, very specifically made copper coils. It's also got some crystals in there. There are some, different kind of spiritual materials that all hold energy and intention, that you can charge them up with energy and intention. So Organite is something that if you haven't seen, you should look it up. Orgonite. Organite it's pretty cool. So I guess we're going to get some more of the vendors.
This is she makes bath salts from scratch. She also does tarot readings and sound baths. So, and we have cannabis over here.
Cannabis, one of our favorites. Plant medicine, yes.
That's plant medicine. This. Oh, I love this. Hi, how are you? Beautiful heart.
That is
Nice.
beautiful. Awesome. So these people can't hear or see me, right? You're looking at your phone screen.
That is correct.
That is correct. Okay. Awesome.
Hi. Our friends
So
here
just, you
from.
can just wave at them. They'll probably wave back.
I do wave.
Okay. I'm just saying. There you go. That's a nice wave. Awesome. So you have Arnie Layton. Let's see if we can say hello to Arnie. He's a listener of the show. Let's give him some kudos. Again,
Yep.
I don't know who's out there right now.
We have Linda. Wave, Linda.
That's so
Linda.
awesome.
Yeah.
We never miss this one.
Linda's amazing. I love this stuff. So
We'll find Arnie.
again, you're just kind of tuning into a experiment. Oh, and look at that.
Hi. I'll be
You found
back.
Something you like.
I'll be back.
I'll be back. Janice loves her dragonflies. So Janice found some dragonfly vendors, and there's Arnie Layton. What's up, Arnie? I don't know if you can see me.
Say hi, Arnie.
Show him the phone. Show him that it's on the live stream.
You're on the live stream, huh?
He doesn't like the picture taken. That's all good. Show some of his work. There you go. Very good. Nice. So Arnie makes his own tarot decks, and these little sculptures, and he's an amazingly gifted oracle deck creator, angel deck creator, and he actually does a pull every day. He does a live pull from his decks, and he gives us messages, and he's out there doing his thing all the time. She's walking around. Yeah, she's walking around inside. Yeah. So, oh, that's cool. What's that?
This is Oracle deck for Christmas.
Wow. So, nice. So you've got some. I love that. That's like a little crossover of like people who like horror stuff and who like tarot decks. They can get a little mini horror tarot deck. That's very cool. I love the crossover that's right now with all of the different genres of spirituality, and again, this is something we were talking about earlier, where it's an individual expression of your connection to source. So if you're connected to source through Frankenstein or Dracula, I mean, that's valid. And I think it's great how people are allowing it to come through, finding their own connection to source and expressing that, and then connecting to other people in the collective. And hello there.
She sells Afro-Gato coffee.
Oh, excellent. So if you could tell us what you're saying, that would help.
It's an Ethiopian coffee. She's got cold brew. She's got light floral, lemony. She makes it herself. So then, do you roast the beans yourself? No. She works with a roaster and then makes the blends herself.
Okay.
We have hot coffee or hot tea. Ooh, and stickers.
Nice. Excellent.
And she has Instagram, so follow her on Instagram, Facebook. What's the other
Nice.
part?
What's the Instagram?
What's your Instagram?
Affogato coffee.
Affogato Coffee. So,
Affogato coffee.
uh,
Affogato coffee. There you go.
Affogato
Wonderful.
Coffee.
Enjoy, guys.
Beautiful.
Bye. And they can,
Some of this artwork to the side.
Awesome.
so she's
there we go.
Cassandra's going to be on a little bit later, just like
Yep.
after I've done walking. This is
Nice.
some of her celestial artwork. She's awesome.
Beautiful.
This is my favorite piece so far that I've seen today. And all of this is beautiful, but that's my favorite.
That's wonderful.
And Michael will interview you, going a little depth on the artwork. And she's also a reader and channeler.
Nice.
Follow her, Alien Starseed.
Beautiful.
We will talk to you soon.
Awesome.
And I found this lovely lady. She must be away right now, but this she has some of the most amazing smelling soaps, handmade soaps I've smelt in a long time.
Nice.
And she's called Little Secrets. Follow her. She's awesome.
Very nice.
Again, handmade, made with essential oils and hemp seed. Helps with all sorts of ailments. So it's awesome.
Beautiful. So, for those of you guys watching at home, you get a little bit of the energy that's happening and the kinds of vendors that we have here today. It goes till 5 o'clock, so we still got 3 hours.
Oh, these are pretty.
Very cool.
Oh, we have an artisan baker.
Oh yeah, nice, very nice.
What do we got here, guys?
I don't have any samples of the cake.
Spellbound artisan baker. She is Spellbound sourdough.
Nice.
So
There's also
Beautiful.
you can have samples too, guys. Come say hi. The anti-aging bed. I don't know who doesn't want this.
The anti-aging bed. Oh, we should get one of those.
Yes, we need one of those. So, Earth Warriors Yoga. So there's a lot of cool people over here.
Awesome.
So definitely think everybody should come on down.
Yes,
Say hi.
you're doing an amazing job, Janice. And the camera is not freezing, and I can hear you, and appreciate this very much.
Of course. So,
Awesome.
The art of dancing in the aisles.
Yes, I can see. That's awesome.
So,
May need to go talk to the cannabis
I
guy
love your hair.
before we leave.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. Are these soaps, ladies? Yes. Okay, we have another soap vendor. They use cool dyes. See? Sun, moon, snowflakes.
Nice.
Getting into the holidays. So, might be worth coming by and getting some handmade soaps. Always better than the stuff you get at the store.
Definitely. Very nice. Awesome. That's great.
So, yeah, come down, say hi. There's some very cool people here today.
Awesome, Mama.
So,
great.
ooh, Archangel
Let's
Michael,
see. Oh, look at that.
gorgeous.
Michael. Beautiful. That's wonderful.
So, everybody wave to Arnie one last time.
That's great. That's Arnie Layton. Wonderful.
We have some crystal dealers over here.
Very cool.
We have the Marconics lady,
Yeah.
Terry Leone is here.
Terry Leone, our friend Terry. Nice.
Yep,
Beautiful
she's
stuff. Look at
awesome.
Great stuff. Yeah.
She's got some great 3D pieces.
Oh, I love that. That's
Very
awesome.
nice.
They're beautiful.
More crystals.
Awesome.
This lady here, Michelle, has some wonderful cacao, which is not cocoa, guys. This is real stuff. It's very good for you.
I think I may
And
want to
we,
get one.
yes, good stuff.
Oh, and there we can see energy practice in real time.
Motion. Yes.
You want to sit and talk to me? No.
And we have the other readers.
Nice.
Our friend Lisa is very busy today.
Nice. And I have Jilly right next to me. There's Jilly. We just went to your booth. We just showed you on the screen. We're talking about Organite and all the things you do and the light codes and everything. Awesome. Oh, and she's here. Okay, so Jilly's running away. She's shy. And that is Jazz. That's awesome. Wonderful. I'm going to cut you off here. Boom. And you're going to come back and sit over here. That was awesome. Thank you so much, Janice, for doing that. You guys, that was Janice. I'm going to kick her from the studio. Boom. Boom. Gone. And Janice is going to come back. I'm going to go take care of some more business because I have so much business to take care of all the time. And I'll be back. You're the best.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for taking that walk with me. It was fun. And you get to see all the people that are here and all the people that you can meet as well. And I can tell you, some of these people are just very lovely people. Aligned Wire she is such a sweetheart. And if you're looking for good hair pieces, just to, jazz up your hair, I would highly recommend that. She does very good rings, and don't worry if they turn green because it's real copper, which means it's really working. And she uses real stones. So it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. And we also have Arnie. He does his own cards. He's wonderful. And Nancy Deutsch is here. So if you've ever thought about trying to build a spiritual business or just any business, actually, she's a very good resource. She's a very helpful individual who likes to help people align with the right business model for them and help grow that business, whether it's spiritual or otherwise. She does specialize in spiritual businesses, but she will help you even if it's not a spiritual business. And again, we've met a lot of very cool people. The soap people are amazing. And again, it's better to get an all natural soap than a processed soap at the store, because a lot of people are finding they're allergic to the chemicals. Now, if you're allergic to the natural ingredients in soap, it's easier to figure out what the ingredients are because there aren't many in there. If you get like a box of Irish Spring and you're like, well, what am I allergic to? You might not be able to pronounce it, but at least with natural soap, you'll be able to pronounce it. And there is some samples, some fruit samples here. The lady who sells the coffee might be getting my business because I want to be awake. We had just kind of jolt ourselves up sometimes. And the lady Michelle, she's a shamanic Reiki master teacher, like myself. She has the cacao, and that's really good stuff. So I highly recommend coming down and taking a look at some of the vendors that we have. The readers are all very good, very sweet people, and find out who resonates with you. And Michael is back.
And here I am. I'm back. It's been an interesting live broadcast. Thank you so much for doing that and walking around. Oh, I see you got a nice little sticker.
Yes, from the Affogato.
Nice Affogato coffee. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So it's what is it? It's 2:15.
Mm-hmm.
We've been broadcasting for about 2 hours. I know you said that Cassandra wants to come and say hello?
Yes, I can
So
go get Cassandra.
we'll go get Cassandra, and we'll see what she has to say.
Yeah, and
Awesome.
yeah, I might go get coffee from my new friend here.
Oh, and you're gonna go get some Affogato coffee. Excellent. We can try it live
Yes.
online. All right, let's switch spaces. If you want to get Cassandra, does she have somebody to watch her booth for her?
No, but
No? She'll come over for a couple
come
minutes.
over for a couple of
Awesome.
minutes. All right, we're gonna go get some.
We are just swapping spaces left and right here at this live stream. It's interesting. I have not done a live stream at a live event like this before. So if you are watching and you are enjoying it, thank you for being here and enjoying it. I really do appreciate it. The live stream of consciousness is normally every Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube. And basically, we have these wonderful guests like you're seeing today and have these wonderful conversations about what they do and how they connect to source, whether it be a psychic medium or an astrological reader, or maybe it's a channeler. But all of these different ways that people connect with source, I love to discuss that and learn a little bit, maybe glean a little bit of information, maybe exchange a little bit, find another way to connect. Simple things like Reiki and all of that stuff, is uh, easy ways to connect yourself with source. And I guarantee if you try a couple of these things, you're going to find one that resonates with you. Not everybody likes Reiki. Not everybody knows how to meditate. Some people say, "Oh, I can't meditate. I can't shut off my mind." And then I tell them it's not about shutting off your mind. It's almost about. Oh, hold on. What's that? Gusan. Okay. Who is that? Okay, great. Awesome. So we got some guests coming up to talk to, which is exciting. The psychic medium, and I believe the soap maker is going to come by as well. So we're excited about that. And yeah. So how's everybody doing out there? I didn't see a lot of interaction in the chat room other than earlier today when we first went on, but I do see there's a couple of people kind of milling around. I don't know how this experience is for you. I mean, I don't usually do this with headphones and stuff, but I'm just kind of listening to myself, and it sounds all right. You could hear the stuff going on in the background. The Expo in Plainview that we're at, and you could kind of get the excitement of all of the activity that's happening. I know that the psychic readers have all been super, super busy. Everybody is kind of coming in and getting psychic readings, and I keep doing this with my thumb, and it keeps giving me the thumbs up. Thumbs up. Yeah, see? It gives you the thumbs up when you do that. I personally like the peace sign where you get the balloons. Look at that, 3D balloons. And that's done with the Mac reactions to the video chat. In case you're wondering, it was funny. One day I was on the live stream of consciousness, and somebody was getting these things coming up. They were doing the thumbs up, and they would get this little thumbs up. I don't know why it's not working now, but thumbs up. There we go. And I was like, "What the heck is that? Where's that coming from?" And I realized it was a new function of the Mac. So we are just waiting here for Cassandra to join us in conversation, and we'll take it from there. But again, this is a special Sunday episode of the live stream of consciousness, which is here usually every Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Wonderful guests and conversations that we usually have. And today, it's just kind of a potpourri of all sorts of healers and tarot card makers and that kind of thing. So say hello if you're in the chat room there or watching on the other side of the camera, so I know that you're there, so that the algorithm knows that you're there, so that we can grow this community. Diane Hutnick, who puts on these Empowered Path Expos, has so graciously invited me into her circle and allowed us to do this live broadcast from the Expo. And it's great because I know so many people who are showing here. Arnie Layton and Terry Leone and Marconics. I just had a session with Marconics. We're going to have an interview with her afterwards. She doesn't want to go live, but I'm going to record my interview with her and show that later on the live stream of consciousness. And so, yeah, basically, we're here enjoying the energies and gifts. Gypsy Goddess, I see some cards here that Janice got. Psychic mediumship, crystals, Reiki healings, all of that stuff. So, yeah. Anyway, that's what happens when you're live and you don't have a schedule. I had some guests scheduled. I'm going longer than I expected, but that's okay. If anybody's out there and wants to interact, that helps because then I get to interact with you and we can take a conversation from there. So it looks like Cassandra is coming. So why don't you come on over? Hello.
What an honor.
The universe has finally put us together.
Exactly. Everything happens for a reason.
So I have with me Cassandra, who is a psychic medium, and I would say, I would you call yourself an intuitive artist, right?
Absolutely,
Your artwork
yes.
is channeled and intuitive. We just had Janice walking around and looking at everybody's booths, and she stopped at your booth, and we saw some of your artwork.
Mhm.
Beautiful. She said it was her favorite image that she saw all day, so something struck a chord with her. But why don't you introduce yourself to my audience? Tell us who you are and what it is you do exactly.
Yes, my name is Cassandra. I'm the owner of Alien Starseed. As Michael said, I am an intuitive artist, psychic medium, and energy healer. Most of my artwork is a derivative of my higher self and has come as a channel of my healing process. Yes, I have 2 Oracle card decks that are out as well. The first Oracle card deck, Extraterrestrial Healing Oracle cards, actually was born during the pandemic.
Oh, nice.
Really working with the Earth Star chakra. It was a beautiful time in my life, understanding the concept of having peace in the midst of chaos.
Yes.
And that's really where that first Oracle card deck came from.
Interesting.
And it's a derivative of that energy to be able to give that forth back to humanity. When things are in chaotic nature, we can find peace within and ground.
Awesome.
And that's what that deck represents.
Do you think that time period represented that for a lot of people?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Time to slow down.
Yeah.
A time to be within.
Interesting.
To find yourself.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. I do know a lot of people who kind of channeled the new things during that time and kind of came into their own, some of their own gifts and talents that they maybe didn't explore before because of the situation. So that's really interesting. I also have an interesting question because this is something I've been experiencing a lot recently, is the kind of the crossover of all of these different topics and these different modalities, right? So you have metaphysicality, which is more about spiritual, maybe passed on loved ones, spirits. And then you also have this kind of cosmic thing happening where people are talking to cosmic entities, galactic council, Arcturians, Pleiadians, all of these other things. So how do you feel this all connects? Because obviously there's a connection in what you're doing.
It is your soul connection. When we talk about galactic, Pleiadians, Arcturians, it is part of it's a soul origin. Angelic, celestial, it is a soul origin. It all comes back to being a soul having a human experience. That is my explanation of that.
Sure.
So when we're connecting to galactic form, it is not separate from us. It is one with us.
Sure. Yeah. Absolutely. I totally agree with that. Um, and I kind of, and that also goes along with the idea that you said that your artwork are representations of your higher self.
Right.
I think that that's another concept that I've been coming across a lot that kind of ties everything together, right? So even when you might talk about an alien race or an alien being, that may be another aspect of you
Yes.
or humanity in
Yes.
general, parts of humanity. Yeah, I think that's fascinating, and I'm excited that we're in a time where these conversations are even happening.
Yes, where there's no fear. Well, from the person who's delivering, where there's no fear. Because
Yeah.
when I first came into this alliance, it was through a guided meditation that had nothing to do with extraterrestrials. I did not speak about it in that class.
Mhm.
It took some time before I actually came out and spoke about it. But now I know this is my truth. And it's important to speak your truth because there are others who are finding themselves in this energy form, understanding their soul, and they may have fear. But if you walk in your faith and speak your truth and from your intuition, from your innate self,
Mhm.
you'll be the way shower for others as well.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. Another thing I talk about all the time on the show is authenticity. And I think that authenticity is something that cannot be denied, right? I mean, if it's for real, you know it, you feel it. It comes across that way. So let me ask you a question about that experience that you had in the meditation. Did you know immediately that there was like a galactic
Yes.
connection to it, and is that why you kind of didn't want to talk about it, or?
It was truly just knowing, which most of the information that I receive is just knowing, which is very hard to explain because I get a lot of questions. Where did this come from? How did you know? You must trust yourself.
Right.
Because
Right.
I just knew. Part of one of the
Totally.
clairs, just knowing.
Yeah.
And it was visual as well. I saw myself.
Okay.
I felt it. I felt the love of where I was. There was no denying what I received because I could never make that up.
Sure.
And the meditation had nothing to do with it.
Right. Right.
Nothing to do with that topic.
And was meditating, was that something that you were doing regularly, or was
Yes.
it, okay.
Yes. As I will say to everybody, the way that we connect to our higher selves, the way that we connect to the divine is through meditation. This is how we pick up the phone to spirit and say, hey, I'm ready to hear you. And through time, you work through the layers because when we meditate, we're going in our energy centers, we're going into our chakras, we're examining what's going on in our body, we're healing, we're revealing. And as we reveal and we heal, more information comes to us. Our gifts start to open up even more because we're releasing.
Interesting. Yeah, it's so what's interesting to me is I kind of started this because I was in a community, I was in groups, I was meeting a lot of people who were gifted in very many different ways. So metaphysicality, can include a spiritual medium, talking to spirits of people who have passed or the energy of people who have passed. It can be a channeler who is channeling like Bashar, who is
Yes.
channeling, an entity, a galactic entity, and I just love that all of these expressions are coming through, and I do see the connection, right? So my friends that were psychic mediums and my friends that were channelers and my friends that were reading tarot, I just felt like they were all tapping into the same thing. It was just how it resonated with them, how they saw it. So most recently, again, the idea of people talking about ET experiences and having alien encounters, the similarity of people having angelic experiences and angel encounters. I feel like these things are coming through to the person who's receiving them in the way that they understand them, right? So as people are telling you, oh, I saw this or I saw that, for me, like, I'm just fascinated and I love it because I can't deny any of that. Like, who am I to deny the way somebody experienced something? And so for me, it's really opened me up to feeling connected with all, and understanding that as much as I am an individual kind of navigating everything, I'm still a part of everything. right? And
Yes.
often I try to explain it to people, because it's a hard concept to understand, especially as a human being with ego and all of these things that are built in,
And it's not tangible.
and it's not tangible, right? So I try to explain it to people as, imagine a painting, right? Imagine one brushstroke of a painting. That's an individual thing, but it's still a part of the whole picture. And when you see the whole picture, the brushstroke it becomes a part of it. And so that's kind of one of the metaphors that I try to use to explain to people, what it means to be, we're all connected. When you say we're all connected, right? Because it's easy to say that, but not a lot of people really kind of think about it and say, what does that mean? And I think the ramifications of that are what's really important, meaning that, which is why love is so important.
I was just going to say that. It truly comes down to every single religion, any type of organized religion, spirituality, the main purpose is love. It is love, it is divinity, it is bringing each other together, it's about loving the self and loving each other. We truly are one.
Yeah. And loving others is loving yourself. And just like the opposite is true. And I don't like to, I think words are so important, right? And what you put out there. So I don't love saying things that have these connotations, but
it is a reflection.
It is a reflection, right? And so I think when you treat somebody and you judge somebody, you're judging yourself.
It's true. The saying, hurt people hurt people.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Until we get through that healing process and understand it. Not everybody believes in what I believe, but I can respect them,
right,
and not feel like I have to show them a different way. No, it's complete surrender, and I trust you. This is what you're following, and this is what feels right for your heart. Then that's what you follow until you're ready to make a change.
Right.
There's no forcing.
Yeah.
Everybody, you know what, you want to be right. This is what feels right for your heart, and that's what you follow. And there's no judgment.
Yeah. That's beautiful. And again, I feel like, I subscribe to that philosophy, and I am human, right? So, we're not perfect, but if I can go through each day and be aware and say, how can I love? How can I respond to people with love? And even be aware of if I'm responding to somebody out of love. Like that's what's kind of so cool about that is now immediately I feel it. I'm like, ooh, wait a second. That didn't feel right.
Yeah.
I just responded out of love, not out of love.
Right.
I responded out of something else, out of fear or out of hate or out of judgment or whatever it might be. And it just doesn't feel right to me anymore. So I feel like, that's a cool part of the journey, right?
That's
as
the
you
ascension process.
as you ascend, to be able to look at others with love, to be able to look and see. You said the word reflection. I think that's very important. That in two ways it's important, and that is when someone's treating you a certain way and it's making you feel bad, to understand that they're treating you that way out of a reflection of themselves.
Truth.
You know what I mean? They're not treating you because you deserve it.
No.
They're treating because there's something within them that is not right, and
yes,
somehow tells them it's okay to treat somebody like that.
They may not feel in control of themselves, so controlling another makes them feel strong because they don't understand how to stand in their own faith or their own strength and be grounded.
Yeah.
So their only way of control is to control somebody else so that they can feel strong and independent or dominant.
Right.
I understand that.
Totally.
A lot. My artwork comes from my soul experiences, self-experiences on this earth, and the rising sun came from the divine feminine within rising, and that was from an extremely abusive relationship I was in for 7 years.
Wow. Yeah.
So when we talk about hurt people,
right,
it really helped me to understand and reflect on where he was, so that I can understand it wasn't something that I did. It was what this person was going through, right? Still, I had to understand a healthy boundary and how to put up that boundary.
Sure. Yeah, of course.
But it took me 7 years to do that.
Sure.
It was a lot of grooming, a
Right.
lot of fear on my end. But again, I signed up for this in soul contract.
Right.
And what's important for me to understand now is forgiveness.
Right.
Not only forgiving him, but forgiving myself. It's big.
For allowing it to happen.
For allowing it to happen.
Right.
The Goddess series that I have reflects that growth from within. It's my higher self growing from within. Your beautiful wife, she loves that goddess. That first goddess painting was the divine feminine growing. It was me finally getting my own independence back and not being afraid of a consequence.
Right.
And as she grew, so did the other two goddesses.
Amazing. And Janice comes from that as well. She comes from an abusive relationship. So I think that's where, she recognizes that and feels that. And I am so blessed to be able to sit back and look at Janice coming into her own power, and loving herself. And I think, like you said, when we first started getting together, she would talk a lot about, not to me, but like in her social media posts, she was still very affected by that relationship, right? So she would talk about the narcissist is this and that, and I'm like, the more you talk about it, like the more you're subscribing to it,
feeding it power.
You know what I mean? And giving it power. And eventually, I think she realized that, and it's just like night and day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's so full of her own power. As a matter of fact, she saw me doing this show, and so she calls herself the quiet healer because she's very, very introverted. She does not like public speaking or anything. And she saw this show and she said, you know what, I want to do that specifically as a challenge to put herself outside of her own comfort zone. And she is so good at her what she does on her show. It's unique peace, and she talks about how people find peace, how people give peace to others. But like I watch her and I fall in love with her every time because I'm just like so amazed at how she's embracing that self, and that self-love, and kind of like what you said. So you said you were in this abusive relationship for 7 years. Most people who will say that to you carry the burden of that and have that disdain or whatever negative feelings towards whoever it was, their abuser.
I'm very blessed to have the spiritual connection that I do, because it truly was my outlet to healing. My artwork is my outlet to healing. I have this beautiful gift, and Spirit gave it to me and allowed me to be able to work through it in that way. As I worked through the goddess, I was working through me. Now I can look back at it and say how beautiful it is now, but going through it was not a beautiful process. You go through all of these emotions. There's paintings that when I was working on them, I wanted to rip them up and throw them out, because you're going into your energy, you're feeling all these emotions. They're showing you the process.
Triggering yourself almost?
Yes, it's a trigger, but the trigger is a healing. It's healing. So when you look back on it, you're like, wow, how beautiful. But when you're going through it, I was like, I can't tell how many times I was like laying on the floor of my art. I'm like, I can't do this anymore. Oh my God.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah, but after I look at it, I'm like, this is so amazing. And all of the hurt and pain that I went through, all of the healing that I went through, I get to give this back to humanity.
Wow.
And to be able to see people react the way that they do with not even saying a word, just say, please work with these cards, touch these paintings, see what you say. It fills my heart with joy.
Amazing. It's so awesome.
So worth it.
Yeah, that's so awesome. And I get it. When you can connect with someone through intention. Right, you're connecting through intention, and there's no like physical moment where it's like, okay, we got to connect. It's just like it's out there in the universe. You put that energy out there in the universe. The person comes across the energy and process it the way that it was intended.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
The one thing I can say is just this is the time now where we must be brave. Speak your truth. Most importantly, speak your truth to yourself. Don't be afraid, because what's the hardest thing to get over is ego. Oh my God, I have to say that I was wrong to myself. That's not always easy, but it's freeing after. You can look and say, you know what, I was wrong. I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have been there. I stayed too long. What do I need to fix this within myself? It's huge, because you always a lot of people want to play the victim mentality. And you know what? Looking at it from an outside perspective, it would be very easy. Because you have, someone much bigger, much stronger, overpowering you. But what part did I play in this?
Right.
What was my mission here? What was my journey? What part did I play?
Right.
How long did I stay? Why did I stay? Why did I allow this? Because there's all different perspectives here. Yeah. And that's the healing journey. That's the beauty. And most importantly, don't do it again.
Right. Right. And I think so. I'm gonna just kind of glean a word out of that, and that word is accountability.
Yes.
Right? It's like I feel like society kind of gives you all these excuses to not be accountable. You know, and we're kind of taught like all of these different things. We was talking to Grace earlier about expectations of, you know, society. You're supposed to be this, you're supposed to be this. And if everybody would just kind of like go back to the basics and not worry about what society is telling them and go inside and not look for the answer outside, like, you know,
Yes.
that's a huge thing. And everybody I know who's grounded and happy has found it inside themselves.
It always comes from within because we are that reflection, right? So alien starseed, so much more than just the name. It is soul. It is getting it's getting into your soul, who you are as a soul light worker, understanding us, working through that layers, being proud of who you are, right?
Yeah, totally. I love it. I love it. I'm going to have to get you on the show. We're going to have to do a more formal thing where I can actually prepare and like bring your artwork up and show people so we could go through the pieces. I know we had talked about that, and life is so crazy that, you know, sometimes I'm trying to process my thought here. You know, intentions, you know, can always be good, but there's only a certain amount of time, right? So we're constrained. We have this wonderful spiritual intentions and love and view, but then we've got to constrain it down to the 3D and work within those parameters, right? I mean, like how crazy it is it as a like a spiritual practitioner to know, you said knowing, right? You know that there is no such thing as time.
Correct.
You know that. However, you still need to deal with it. You still need to operate within that constraint.
In the linear.
And the linear, the
but
3D.
I will tell you this, divine timing brought us together here because I haven't done a fair in almost a year and decided to be here. And how interesting that you're here doing this beautiful live show. And because our higher selves knew we're going to be here instead.
Totally. We've been kind of like dancing around each other a little bit in the past couple of months. And you know what? I think that's true with me, with a bunch of different people. You know, part of why I do the show is because I was just so fascinated and connected to all of these different people who were beautiful, had their own connections, and I just needed to make sense of it. I needed to have the conversations. But what it's also done is allowed me to kind of encounter things that I might never have encountered. I just tried rapé for the first time, which was a very interesting thing. You know, I just tried some arconics over there. Like I'm trying all of these different energetic expressions, I guess, to see what resonates with me, right? And I know on the most basic level, the things that resonate with me, you know, like our love, and these amazing things that have brought me to where I am. But I'm trying to find also my see, I'm using my words again, and I'm like, no, that's not what I want to say.
Your avenue.
Yeah, but I'm not. So this was part of a session I did the other day. I'm not trying to find. That's not the right words. I'm a part of pursuing this. I'm actively pursuing it. I'm not like, I don't know how to express what I'm saying, but like, it's not separate from me.
No.
It's inside of me.
Yes.
Right. And so it's just like I'm almost like digging through my chest inside my, literally, you know, like through the papers.
Within the chakras, connecting with the higher self, going into soul. And I will tell you, just as my mentor has told me, and I am a true believer, and it's happened. Meditate every single day. It's they are going to give it to you in your divine timing. And yes, try everything, experience things, but always remember, never compromise your personal power. Your inner compass is going to tell you what's right for you and what isn't. What works for me may not work for you. Because remember, we're all different types of soul origins. We're all in different energetic divinity. I was just speaking with someone about this, and I told him, I said, don't be afraid if sometimes you outgrow spiritual connections or friendships. Some are not meant forever. You're supposed to meet people at certain times of your life because of the energy you're at, work with them, and then it may be time to separate. But just remember, you never have to separate in anger. All is well that ends well.
Right.
All is well that ends well.
Absolutely.
You know.
And I think also, and I'm just kind of thinking this as you're saying it, right? You're separating in a certain context.
Right.
You're still part of the all. You're not really separating.
No.
You know what I mean? It's just like the 3D aspect needs some space, I guess. Right?
Yes, it's the 3D
Yeah.
because you move on because it's a question and this person's still they're on a searching level. I believe that searching never ends. Our growth
100%.
never ends. Even when it's time for us to cross over on the other side of the veil,
Right.
we're back to doing more work anyway.
Right.
It just never ends. But it's just sometimes you get to a plateau where maybe things get a little bit easier. There becomes an enlightening, an awakening, which is beautiful. And now you're going to move to a different type of level of work.
Right.
But it's a beautiful work.
Totally. Yeah. Interesting you say that because somebody stopped by earlier, Angelo, who's he's in the audience usually.
Yes.
He stopped by and I'm always talking to him and he's always asking me questions, and specifically like he'll say like, what's the violet flame? Is the violet flame for real? And I'll say, is it real? Do you feel like it's real? Like
Right.
I can't answer that question for you, right? Like you need to go inside and know how you feel.
Yeah.
If you don't feel like it's real, then it's not.
He's a beautiful soul. I know Angelo.
Yeah. No, he's
wonderful.
amazing. So I was going to say further towards what you said, right? Is he said, as we were speaking, I said, so what's going on? And he said, I'm really into this stuff. I love talking about it all. He's like, I'm looking for the bottom line. And I said,
there is no.
I said, and then what?
Right.
Like once you get to that bottom line, and he's like, and it was just like you realize like there is no bottom line, right? Like there might be an end to the 3D part of the journey, but there's more beyond that. And the knowledge and the knowing and everything that's even involved in that, I don't think we can even start to comprehend.
Right. Right.
It's like you could think that you're so smart and educated in all of these modalities, but that's just the 3D part of it. That's not even the you talk about the tip of the iceberg. That's not even the tip of the iceberg.
No, there's so much more beyond this.
Yeah.
What I think is most important though is enjoy the journey. Love your life.
Amazing advice right there.
Yes. Love your brothers and sisters for exactly the way that they are and love your life.
Yeah.
What sparks your joy?
Yeah.
I said nothing is perfect in my life. There's things that could be changed. And I remember one day sitting on my couch with my cup of tea and my dog and just being content. Just for that moment. Everything does not have to be perfect because it never will be.
Right.
Can you find a time where you could just be happy and love life?
And I'm going to take that even further. It's not finding a time. It's making the choice.
Making the choice.
It's
Yes.
making the choice.
Yes, because we
Yeah.
have a right to choose.
That's right.
We have that right
Amazing.
to choose. Mhm.
Amazing. Awesome. Sandra, you're awesome to talk to. I can't wait to have you on the show.
I'm excited. This was
for
great.
a much more in-depth conversation. I want to let you get back to your booth because I don't know if anyone's over there. But thank you so much for stopping by and sharing your wisdom with us. And
Thank
your
you.
Insights. Really.
Cannot
really
wait
awesome.
to sit on the show with you.
Awesome.
Thank you so much, Michael.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
And we'll see you soon.
See you soon.
Oh, Cassandra, what can I type here for your? Do you have a website or something? Let me put that up.
Oh, my website is www.alienstarseed.com.
Alien Starseed.
.com.
Hold on. What's going on here? There we go. AlienStarseed.com. All right.
I'm telling you, everything really, it happens perfectly. It really
Oh,
did.
yeah,
So
well-
that we could sit here, connect in this awesome event because I haven't done these events in so
That's great.
long.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
That's awesome. Thank you.
I can't wait to do the show.
Awesome.
I'm excited.
We'll talk afterwards. We'll put it on the calendar. And
Absolutely.
coming up on the live stream of consciousness, Alien Starseed, very soon. Thanks, Cassandra. No, you're good. I got it. I can handle it. Hello, and we got Jilly stepping in. Hello, Jilly. What's
Hi.
happening? How you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
How is the show going for you?
It's going just fine.
Is this the first time you're doing this as your own booth, or have you been doing this? We haven't seen each other.
couple.
You've
Yeah.
done a couple.
Yeah.
I know that it's just more recent. You've been doing the artwork and you've been creating this stuff, and I've been a beneficiary of it. I have some of your jewelry and stuff, but you haven't really put yourself out there until recently, right?
Well, yeah.
And how's it feel?
Um,
You could be honest. Be
it's
honest.
new. It's
It's
new.
new. Okay.
So it requires a warm up period.
Okay. I mean, I'm imagining that you're being well received.
Yes, very
Um,
much so.
You know, your artwork and your light codes,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Are I mean, I love them. I love looking at that stuff, and you know how I am. I love talking about this stuff.
Yes.
Do you want to talk about any of that with us, or you want to come back on the show?
Maybe I'll
you're,
come back
You're
at
so
some
shy
point.
all the time, but I
know.
want you to talk about like what's happening and how it evolved. Like it evolved from you were kind of like doing like you were like making jewelry stuff, but it evolved to have intention and energy and this spiritual kind of undertones through your journey, through what was happening to you.
I think that's how it goes. It's a natural progression.
Yeah.
And I believe by doing the things that you love to do,
Mhm.
these gifts will come through in a way that you're able to promote that energy.
Yes.
So
And
I'm
evolve
just
it.
I'm just doing what I love, and
Awesome.
this is coming through. So yeah.
I love it. I love it,
Thanks.
Jilly.
All right, I'll
So
let you
it's
go.
it's so good to see you again. I'm so glad
Thank you
you're
so much. I appreciate
back.
it.
Yes. Awesome.
Bye.
Very cool. Awesome. Oh, that was great. Cassandra was great. Jilly's great. We had some really good guests, some good conversations. I'm excited. The Quiet Healer is back. She looks like a little tired. Did you get the Gato coffee or no? Oh, Christina's going to come on. She's a soap maker. Okay. She's coming on now. Okay. Did you get the Gato coffee or no? Not yet. Oh, she got me one. So we're about to try the, what is it called? It's so good. This is the, where are we? Our Afro Gato coffee. We're about to try it. And I see Christina. Christina, is that who you are? Come on in. Welcome, welcome. Pop those headphones on so you can hear what's going on. And welcome to the live stream of consciousness.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, I'm excited. This is the first time I'm doing a live at a live expo. And like suddenly we decided to just ask some vendors to come and show us what they're all about. So tell us who you are and what you're all about.
Well, I am the creator of Little Secrets.
Okay.
We are all organic infused body scrubs and soaps.
Okay. Do you have a website?
We do. It's littlesecrets.com.
Little Secrets. That's a good domain name. You got that? Littlesecrets.com.
Actually, look right here, like that.
Oh, shh, Little Secrets.
Yes.
Shh. Gotcha. Yeah, littlesecrets.com. I'm like, how did you get that domain? That's I'm imagining. So it's SHHH, 3 H's.
Yes.
www.littlesecrets.com. I'm going to save that. I'm going to put this up on the bottom there. So let's hear all about it. What's your little secret?
Well, for a person, I'm very outgoing.
Okay.
You know, I do take boxing and kickboxing.
Oh.
And on top of that, I'm an accountant.
Wow.
So, you know, there's a lot of stress throughout the whole day. So my thing was that at night, that's when you go take your final shower before you go to sleep. That's when you feel all the pain in your body comes in. That's when you start looking for ointments you bought 3 months ago or cream you bought because you know you were going to get this pain, but not this moment.
Okay.
And that kind of got me frustrated because at the end, I can't find it. I'm going to bed crying. You know, I'm taking pills. So I crafted a formula of hemp, tree tea oil, frankincense oil, and all these great oils that actually helps with your body, whether it's releasing pain muscle or tension, and it helps so much. I mean, one shower and I don't need to put any ointments. I don't need to take an Aleve or a Tylenol.
Nice.
You know, so, and I tested it around with different people that have arthritis, people that had accidents, car accidents, and they still maneuvering this pain.
Right.
And they love my product.
That's awesome.
And for me, I love helping people, and I love helping myself.
That's
I mean,
awesome.
now I could actually just take a shower and forget looking for any ointments anymore.
Did you know anything about like these ingredients beforehand? Like what prompted you to even look into like
Well,
what the
a
formula
couple
would
of
be?
years ago, I was a cannabis hemp farmer in California.
Cool.
And I learned how to grow, and I also learned how to do hemp seed oil out of the actual hemp seed.
Right.
And we used to make like little small ointments, you know, for joints or for the temples when you have a headache. So I just started like playing around and formulating something. For example, I used to use tree tea oil for my knees. So I combined it together, you know, and my thing is like, who has time to be putting all these ointments on throughout the day?
Right.
But if I could take a shower, because everyone takes a shower, and I could have one bar that actually could put everything in me, I'm fine.
Cool.
So, and that's pretty much how I ended up where I'm at now.
That's cool.
Actually, today makes 1 year.
Oh wow.
Yeah, we launched last year on December 2nd.
Wow.
So
And
today
that's-
actually makes a whole
That's
year.
pretty young, and you seem really pumped up about your product.
I
and
love my
everything.
product.
That's awesome.
I love my product. I do it because, again, I'm a working project, so to say. You know, this is what happened. This is what I do.
Right.
And you have to, I love doing it,
Right. Right.
you know? So it's how they say, you know, made out of love.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm giving
That's
it all.
the most authentic way. you
I'm
can
giving
do
it all.
That's amazing. That's great.
So these are our little boxes.
Okay, let's take a look.
And basically, you'll get a body scrub and a soap, a mesh to put your soap, and a spoon. And of course, you'll have your little ingredients, how to use. But yeah, everything is just simple. And the body scrub, of course, you use it once or twice a month. You don't need to use it every day. That's just to open your pores. But it also has all the ingredients, so it will intake as much ointments as possible.
Awesome. So give me those ingredients again, because I know I'm a fan of like natural oils, right?
Look,
So
I have a little list right here. This is what
Okay.
the lavender ecstasy. I also have a line for men.
lavender is one of my favorites. And also, you said frankincense.
Yes.
Is that related to frankincense? Or is that the same?
Yeah, it's the same. The
same thing.
Correct. Correct.
Frankincense. Okay, because that's also one of my favorites. As far as even just, I'm not even familiar with what the actual properties are of it. I just know I love the way it smells and feels. You know, I put a little oil on, and I just breathe.
Oh
I just
yes,
breathe it in, and
absolutely.
it's
And if it's in your
a big part
skin,
of, it's a big part of my meditation practice. It gets me right
absolutely,
into
yes.
that place. So this is awesome. So you've got some instructions here: how to shower, how to use this.
I
Awesome.
had to do the instructions, and don't laugh. So when I first began, I told my brother, because I did made a line for men,
Okay.
because a lot of friends are like, but what about me?
Right.
You know, I want to exfoliate. I'm like, fine. So when I first made my line, I told my brother, hey, can you test this for me?
Okay.
So he shaves and then uses the body scrub.
Ooh.
So the next day I asked him, he's like, oh, I showered and then I put the body scrub and the salt went on my face and I was just screaming. I was like, I do not want your input on this. You're just gonna keep this to yourself.
Oh, that's funny.
You know, but yeah, so that just added some of those instructions you learn from how you
do not eat, right? Like just so people know. Yeah.
Yeah, a couple of them has passed by. This looks smells good enough to eat. It's like it's so
No,
guys.
you got to be
so-
specific with people there, you know, otherwise you're liable. So you got to
Absolutely.
you got to cover your own responsibility. So that's really awesome. And so I guess so now we're here at a holistic and wellness and kind of spiritual expo. Is that something that this introduced you to, or were you familiar with this kind of community before that?
This is actually my second time being in this event.
Okay.
And I feel like if more or less, because it has these oils for meditation as well, it kind of like lingers in within the same line, I believe, and it helps as well. You know, you want to relax, you want to meditate. These are the perfect, great information and products.
Right. Awesome. Awesome. So, and like, I guess my question was, has meditation always been a part of your practice as a, like, more of like athletic and kickboxing and the things that you're saying you do?
Yes, yes.
Meditation has
Again,
always been a part
being
of
in
that?
accounting, that pretty much I need a moment to myself.
Yeah. I can imagine. That's a crazy combination: kickboxing, accounting, and holistic soap.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm everywhere.
That's awesome, though. That's really, really awesome. And so people can get your soaps on littlesecrets.com.
Yes, and I'm actually holding a 20% off until Monday for Cyber Monday.
Nice. You guys hear that? You can get 20% off right now until Monday. Awesome. I love that you came by here and you shared your little secrets with us. Your little secrets are they're not little secrets. This should be not little secrets. It should be everybody's answer, the one that shouted from the rooftops. No, but this is awesome. I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you so much.
Really,
It was
really
a pleasure.
amazing. Yeah. And cool. So there you guys go. You got the website at the bottom of the screen there. And if you're interested, you could always drop Christina a line.
Thank you, guys.
Awesome. Thanks for being here.
Likewise.
Awesome. Wonderful. And I think we got another guest coming up. Janice is out there working hard, lining up guests for me. This is awesome. And just pop those on. And who do we have?
Nancy Deutsch.
Nancy Deutsch. I met you a few weeks back at one of these expos.
Yep.
And I checked out your YouTube channel, and I told you I did some graphics for you, but we never got in touch, and that's my bad. So I'm going to get in touch with you. I'm going to send you those graphics.
I'd love that.
But I would love for you to tell. Moving a little bit. Well, actually, you're pretty good at it.
Okay.
I'm the one who's got to move in closer. There we go. So Nancy Deutsch, tell us who you are and what you do and why you're here at the expo.
Okay, so I am a licensed clinical social worker, a certified hypnotherapist, and an intuitive coach.
Okay.
And I combine my counseling, my coaching, and my intuitive skills to transform people's lives. I have my TV show and podcast, Inspired and Empowered Living.
Mm-hmm.
And I coach women to grow their business using their intuition.
Awesome.
And I also do training programs. I certify people as hypnotists and hypnotherapists.
Great.
And I will be starting another training program teaching about trauma and how trauma affects the body and how to work with the body, somatic work, to help heal the trauma.
Awesome. Yeah, I think that's a much needed thing. And what's very cool is the spiritual community and how it's growing and how people are becoming more and more open to this, especially with, people like yourself who are putting out TV shows or, information videos that other people can watch and get this information and grow. I want to put your website in here. What is your website? Just so I can put it up on the bottom of the screen.
Well, I have two. I have nancydeutsch.com and inspiredandempoweredliving.com.
Okay, it's DE.
Nancy DEUTSCH.com.
Okay. And then let's do the other one as well.
Inspired and empowered living.com.
Awesome. Inspired and empowered
living.com. I know it's a long one.
Double check and make sure my
No, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. And there we go. And now we can put that up. So awesome. And I guess it's a coincidence that we're at the Empowered Path Expo.
I know.
I love that word, empowered.
Yep.
And that's seems to be what's happening in humanity right now.
We need it
so
really badly.
We really do.
I really feel like now more than ever, as things are happening on the planet and everything and all the energies are accelerating, more and more of us need to be really inspired and empowered and feel within ourselves the truth of who we really are and be able to tap into that higher consciousness that's within ourselves. And the more that you do that, the more empowered you feel.
Yes, absolutely.
And inspired.
Absolutely.
And that's what I love doing. I love teaching people about their higher self, the wise, unconditionally loving part of us that we all have. And it's there for the asking. And then I also do a lot of soul work.
Okay.
I love helping people connect more deeply to their soul. And I actually do hypnotic journeys to take people to connect with their souls or help them read their own Akashic records.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's really, the work is so cool.
Yeah.
I have so much fun doing
Well,
it.
what I like about what you're telling me is this, and this has kind of been a bit of a thread throughout the conversations, is the idea of society and just kind of the knowledge that we're kind of given is that looking outside of ourselves for something.
Yes.
And the thing about the spiritual community that I love is the answer is inside of yourself.
Yes.
So as you were saying this, I wanted to think of how you would answer this question. The word empowered, to me, there is a bit of a connotation that there's an outside force empowering whatever it is, but that's not really the case.
Not at all.
The empowerment comes from within.
Totally.
Empowerment. So you also said something about soul, which is that's
Yep.
like the most
Yep.
inner.
Yes.
you can go,
Yeah.
right?
It's who we are.
Right.
It's
the
who
most.
we are.
Right. So how do you encourage people to empower themselves from within, which that's what it sounds like you do?
Well, I'd like to share a little bit about my story. And
I would love it. Let's
So
hear it.
what happened for me was, first of all, I had a lot of trauma growing up.
Okay.
And I was really shut down. I felt not worthy. I felt really low self-esteem. I had post-traumatic stress disorder, anxiety, depression, all of it. And what happened was I've been on the journey of, as I healed the trauma, as I healed and really started doing my spiritual work, I started connecting more deeply to the higher self and my soul. And as I did that, because it's two pieces. It's the clearing work of clearing that old energy, and not only from this lifetime, but also what happened for me was I clear from this lifetime and our ancestors, because we have a lot of ancestral stuff.
Sure, we do.
And our past life. So
Yeah.
so I've done a lot of that energy clearing, and then it's that deeper connection. And as you do both of those pieces, what happens is that you connect more deeply to who you really are. Because what happens is if you can imagine where these pipelines to and from the divine, and along the pipeline are your chakras, the energy centers. And what happens is the limiting beliefs, the emotions, and the trauma create these big hairballs, blocks in the pipeline. So you want to feel more empowered and you want to feel more inspired. And that's what we're naturally meant to do. But when you got the big hairballs and the blocks, there's blockages and it stops you. So people have called me spiritual Drano. I'm the claw clearer.
That's funny. That's funny.
That's what I love. So from taking it from my life, and also I knew at a young age that I really wanted to make a difference and help people. So I ended up becoming a licensed clinical social worker pretty early, and then just studying all kinds of holistic healing and all kinds of other things. So
Right. Awesome. Yeah. I mean, again, I love, that's what I love this show, right? Because I get to allow people to share their stories about what brought them to these realizations that now, they're living lives that are much more fulfilled, much easier to find happiness. You go out into the public and you grab a handful of people, and most of those people are really struggling.
Yeah, they are.
To get by day to day, to smile.
Yep.
To be happy.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And that, I feel, for me, that's one of the reasons that we're here, right?
Yes.
Is to experience happiness. Yes, we're supposed to experience grief as well, but I think we're supposed to experience grief to show us how great the happiness is, right?
Yes,
To give us that
yes.
contrast.
Yes.
And to show us what we like. You know what I mean? Like, what do we want to gravitate towards, right? And
Yep.
we want to gravitate towards happiness. We want to experience love,
Joy.
joy.
It was really interesting when I would do my soul adventures work and connect people with their souls. Time and time again, the soul would say, we want you to have joy, experience the joy, follow your joy. So what you're saying is so true.
Yep.
Because it's really about, that's what our souls really want for us.
Yep.
But I also believe, I think there was a lot of trauma. There has been a lot of trauma in humanity.
Sure.
But during COVID,
Yeah.
since COVID, the energy and the level of the trauma has gone up. And more people, they're searching because they need healing. They want healing. They want a better life.
Sure. Yeah. It's definitely been rough, and COVID has come up a couple of times in the significance of that time period, and how it allowed some people to go inside and take that journey because they had the time, and because it was such a strange time. But I agree with you also that some people were kind of left like, what the heck is going on here?
Right.
The world, it's almost like a delineation of the way things were before,
Yes.
and things are after COVID, and people need to make adjustments and try to understand, keep up. And it's been really tough. It's been tough. And I think the people who have previous to that did go inside, they're the guides now, right? They're helping everybody else understand,
yes.
Don't look for medication, you know what I mean? Although that may be, somebody's solution, but look inside.
Yes.
Look inside for the answer.
Yes.
Truthfully, love yourself, forgive yourself, all of these things that I think that have been really hard to do. I think that we've been stripped of that. Society kind of tells us, oh, you have to be this by this certain time in your life, or compare yourself.
It's pressure. It's so much pressure.
I definitely remember a time in my life where I wasn't as happy as I am now, and a lot of it had to do with comparing myself to anything else. You know what I mean? Whatever wasn't me, if I compare myself to it, I wasn't happy.
Yep.
And so again, the solution is to love yourself, go inside and be happy. So what are some of the tools that you impart for people to be able to do that?
Well, first of all, I love doing guided meditations. I actually have a guided meditation on both of the sites, my websites, that somebody can just go to it. I call it the intuitive decision-making meditation.
Okay.
And it's clearing your energy, and it's connecting more deeply to your higher self and asking a question and seeing what your intuition is guiding you to do, because that's what I love teaching.
Gotcha.
It is really helping people in a practical way to tap into their intuition, because I bring the psychological aspect and the intuitive aspect together, because it's coming from both of those directions.
Sure. Yeah.
So definitely meditation. And for me, I know that I needed guided meditation. And so I love doing guided meditations with clients and hypnosis.
Sure. Yeah.
So hypnosis is another powerful tool that you can use. And then there are other types of techniques like EFT. Now, I don't necessarily do it, I'll do it with a client, but I know EFT, I'll recommend that to people that listen to my show, because it is a tool that people can use, tapping.
Right. We were talking about that earlier.
Okay. Yeah. Then what else? Doing journaling. Journaling
Simple,
is really and I what I support people in doing is at the top of the page, like if you have a question or and I also want people to really get that you want to ask what's for your highest and greatest good.
Right.
And you ask the question at the top of the page, and then you breathe and you ground. I do a lot of breathing and grounding and helping people connect more deeply by just breathing, feeling their feet. And then just journal, just let it flow, whatever wants to come, because journaling can be a powerful way of clearing your energy, and then you can get connection to the wise self that's within.
Sure. Now, that's what's interesting to me is, and I'm curious as to how you've experienced this.
Okay.
When you tell somebody a simple technique like breathing, right? Like just connect to your breath, and you and I know what that feels like and what that intention is, right? Like, okay, I'm going to do this, and you know what the outcome is going to be, right? You know immediately you're going to ground, you're going to connect, you're going to feel it just by doing that.
Right.
But what's the response to somebody who maybe didn't see that before, and you tell them that, and then suddenly they're like, holy crap.
Right.
Like, does that happen a lot? Like,
so well, first of all, when I talk about the breathing, what I love to teach is belly breathing.
Okay.
And I actually tell clients to put their hands on their belly. And when you breathe in, your belly goes out. And when you breathe out, your belly goes in. And to really practice that, you can actually take a book and put it on your belly.
Right.
And that's how I learned, because I could easily, I easily go out and I easily just want to, and so I've had to work really hard to stay in my body.
Okay.
So breath to me is one of the most important things that you could do, breathing and grounding.
Right.
And most of my clients, like they really, I keep talking about it. So they're not going to not hear it from me.
Right.
It's going to be, and I actually end my sessions with clients grounding them.
Okay.
Because I just feel, I know how important it is. Here's the thing. We're here to make the changes on the planet that humanity seeks. But if we're not in our bodies and we're not grounded to do that, we're not going to be able to be as effective and empowered if we're not that present.
Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense. Wow. Yeah, I like what you're saying about, we're here to, all kind of help raise the vibration and get to a certain point. And I mean, I personally like to believe that that's what's happening, right? I don't personally subscribe to other things that are going on outside.
I agree with you. I don't like to subscribe to that either.
Politics and all of that stuff, because there's such a heaviness to it, and it kind of takes you in this direction, and really, like, it has nothing to do with what's inside of anybody, right? It's just this thing that's been created for control. And so I feel like this kind of a community, this kind of an expo, is full of people who are kind of like demanding out of the system, right? Out of the old paradigms of kind of where we're at now.
How about this perspective?
Okay.
Instead of out of the system, what about transforming it?
Yeah.
Transforming it. And as we empower ourselves, some people are going to want to take action, social action. That's where the intuition comes in.
Yeah.
That's where your intuition guides you. What's going to be the path that you're meant to do that really will inspire others and empower you and empower others.
Right. Yeah.
And so I feel like, because here's the thing, we're in it. We are in it. We're not going to be able to get out.
Right.
We need to transform it. That's the way I look at it.
And I love that perspective of it as well. And I agree, because we're in control, and actually, it's interesting. I'm thinking you make me think as we're talking here.
Good. I love it.
Yeah, me too. But like, the truth is, like, there is no us and them. Right. We're all,
and I got the chills on that one.
Right? We're all us. So what you're saying makes sense. It's not I do need to change the perspective in the way I word it, because I do believe there's so much power in
In
the way we
words.
say things.
Yes.
We're not looking out of the system. We're looking to transform the system.
Totally.
And what's I think is kind of cool is the knowledge that's out there right now, and a lot of the focus on ancient knowledge.
I
Right?
know.
How ancient knowledge comes around to some of the most basic things, right? We look at hieroglyphics and we're like, oh, they knew the power of the breath. You know what I mean? And that's just so simple. And again, it's kind of been stripped from the basic knowledge of, like, you know, I guess I can remember when I was a kid, advice, right? Like, something gets you mad, count to 10, take a deep breath.
Yeah. And
You know what I mean?
And I teach that. Yep.
Yeah. And that, I don't think they, like, that was when I was a kid, but then that kind of went away. I think that they
But
didn't.
it's so important.
But it's so important and so simple,
Yes.
right? And
Yes.
and empowering.
Yes.
Because it equips you with the tools that you need to navigate through those moments.
Yeah.
So I love that.
And the other thing that just popped into my head about empowering is really watching what you're saying to yourself.
Yes.
And how you're saying it.
Yes.
And one of the really powerful things that I do with my clients is really helping them transform their self-talk.
Yeah.
And that's so huge. It's having
Huge.
that awareness and then transforming.
Totally. And people who watch my show will know, very often I'll start saying something and I'll be like, oh, wait a second. I'm almost like,
I love it.
Damn, the word got out. It got out in full. I'm like, oh, I didn't want to say that, but I'll take it back. You know, I'll say, no, that's not what I meant to say. You know, so very often when I'm talking about a situation, right, I'll talk about navigating the situation rather than being challenged by the situation, right? Or the words that I use are so important. And I agree 1,000,000%. Like, as I've done that, my life has gotten better, right?
Yep.
Just by being aware of the words and the power that I'm giving to everything. That's great. I think that's some great advice. Watch your words, listen to your words, think about your words as you're saying them. And it's almost like, I feel like sometimes when I'm saying words, I'm processing them now double, right? So it's not just like, oh, well, what does that word mean? But it's more like, what does that insinuate? Like, what's the energy?
I was going to say the energy, energy of the word.
Yeah, because it could go beyond just the word, right?
It definitely goes beyond the word, because everything is energy.
Right. Of course, that's right, and that's like the credo of the live stream of consciousness: is everything is energy. Everything is an energy exchange, like this lovely conversation that we're having, right? Like,
I really appreciate you having me on. Thank you.
This feels so great. I mean, this is what it's about. I tell my audience all the time, like, this is what it's about: being aware of the energy that you're creating, the moment that you're creating, the way that you're treating people, the way that you're responding to that, how they're treating you, even if they're not treating you right, the way that you respond can turn that around.
Yes.
Right. You know, you can subscribe to that frequency that they're giving you, or you can offer another frequency back.
Yes.
Right. And that's choice. That's free will. Right.
That's what it's all about.
And that's what it's all about. Nancy, you are awesome to talk to. I've got to get you on the show.
I would love that.
So we could do a real episode. But people can find you there at nancydeutsch.com, also inspiredandempoweredliving.com, which I love. Just, again, we're talking about words and the power of words. Like, what better domain can you get than inspiredandempoweredliving.com?
Thank you.
That's perfect. I love
Thank
that.
you. Thank you.
Wonderful.
Thank
Awesome.
you so much for having me on, and I look forward to connecting more.
Yeah, we'll talk this week, and I'll send you those graphics. I made some YouTube thumbnail graphics for you.
Oh, okay.
Because I feel like your YouTube content is awesome, and if we just package it up a little bit nicer, like, more people who are supposed to receive it will.
Okay.
Because people are supposed to receive your information.
Oof, I got the chills.
Yeah.
I don't mean to do that.
That's all right. No, but it's true. It's true. I think, you know, I'm actively pursuing my own role in all of this, and like, I don't talk to spirits necessarily intentionally. I mean, I do. We all do. But like, that's not my thing, right? My thing is more technology and graphics and this and that. So, but it's connected, and we can connect and empower each other and especially if that's what our intention is.
I would love that.
Yeah. Awesome.
Okay, cool.
Thank you so much, Nancy.
Thank you so much for having me,
Nancy
and I
Deutsch,
look forward to
people.
connecting with you more.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Let me grab
There
those.
you go. All right.
Awesome. Have a good one, Nancy. Enjoy the rest of the day.
Yeah, that was fun. I always loved.
Great. Yeah, no, that's great. Amazing conversation, amazing knowledge from Nancy Deutsch. Thank you so much for sitting with us. We are still here at the Holiday Inn in Plainview, having a blast. Janice did such an amazing job in the last hour of the show, getting me some great guests. Thank you, Janice. And also getting me some, what is it called here? Afro Gato coffee. Not a sponsor regularly, but today, a sponsor of the show, Afro Gato coffee. I think I'm going to probably wrap this up unless we got anybody out there who's got any questions or comments. I see Debbie. Awesome. What's up, Debbie? Nice to see you. Courtney, I see you're still hanging in there at 312. I don't know if you're still out there, but thank you so much for hanging with me. It's just so cool to have people receive this stuff. I feel guided to put it out there. I love doing this. I love exchanging my energy with people like Nancy, people who, have some great stuff. Angelo, who was here today, thank you. Great job today. And Courtney, I see Courtney, this was at 1:08 today. Courtney, when I put my chair down on Janice's foot, she says, "Are you okay, beautiful soul?" It sounded like it hurt. So Janice is coming back. So let's see if I've been forgiven. How you doing, Janice?
I am well. How are you?
How's your foot?
It's let me know it's there, but it's better.
Oh, I'm so sorry I did that. I don't think I've ever heard you curse like that. Like just so spontaneously. I'm imagining that it hurt because I don't think you would subscribe that way. It looks like the camera got turned a little bit because now I could see behind the wall, but that's all right. I'm having a good time. I'm glad you guys are out there listening and receiving this, whether it be live or on the replay. I think I'm going to wrap it up. I do have some people who wanted to do interviews, but they didn't want to be live. So I'm going to probably just conduct a couple of interviews here to show you guys at a later date. We have the Marconics woman here as well, coming to talk to us. So yeah, Janice, got any closing thoughts about the Empowered Path Expo and this live experiment that we did?
Live experiment, yes. And there's a lot of nice people here. There's a lot of good people, good connections, made a lot of new friends. A couple of them gave me coffee.
It's always good when somebody gives you coffee. And it looks like the camera got turned a little bit because I could see past the wall there.
Yeah.
No, that's fine. I'm not going to worry about it because we're gonna wrap it up. We're gonna say goodbye to everybody out there. Thank you guys for tuning in, Courtney, Debbie, whoever's out there right now. You guys are awesome. Don't forget to tune in on Thursday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is the live stream of the live stream of consciousness, as well. Unique Peace is normally on Sundays at 11 a.m.
Thank you, Jen Mazer. You were amazing. We love you.
Jen Mazer was today's episode, and Janice was extremely happy, and you can see. And we do love you. We love all of you. Love is the golden ticket. Love is the answer. Love is the ultimate energy that you can express and possess. So focus on that. And I guess we'll see you guys on Thursday. Let me open my calendar here and see who I've got. I don't even have anyone set up for Thursday. It's going to be the 5th. I got to find someone. So if you know someone, send them my way, but I guarantee I will have an awesome, amazing guest on Thursday, and I will see you all then. And let me find a nice outro movie to play for you guys. Thank you for joining us. Peace.